where Sarah is, and you're coattailing her. But either way,
probably a more fair assessment of what's happening. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that.
Okay, so
and ironically enough, it has to do with cooking, which to bring this thing all full circle, it has to do with cooking. So again, we'll get into that. I'll be more than happy to share, especially after we do all of this, the stuff that we're doing. We had a nice event last night. Have another little thing here this morning. I went over to the Pickler in Green Bay last night. Full courts, full heart. So everything was great. Everything's been great up here. I'm going to spend about not even 24 hours up here, and we're going to get a lot done in that 24-hour window.
Full courts, full hearts, can't lose. The Pickler. Okay. I see there's a TV camera behind you and a light. Are you on television today?
Yeah, I'm on television every day, baby. We do a TV show, too.
Well, the light's not on you currently. The light is in the background and turned off. Yeah. So, all right.
Another it's a high-quality TV production we have here.
Clearly, yes. All right. I really want to play Guess Where Tausch Is. You've got the entire greater Green Bay Metroplex to try and figure it out. But instead, we will figure out the answer to perhaps the most obvious question in Wilde and Tausch history.
Okay.
And that question is this. Is Mason Crosby the greatest kicker in Packers history?
Yeah.
Now, he recently...
That's a great question, Jason.
Or Tausch. He recently... I love the way the Packers announced this now, by the way. Mason Crosby has informed the Packers of his intent to retire as a Packer.
What is what's funny about that?
He has informed the Packers. The Packers didn't invite him to do it. He has informed the Packers, and they do it for everybody.
The Packers are like, we don't know what this guy's doing, but here's what he said.
They did it for Bulaga. They did it for Jordy. That's how they handle these honorary retirements.
Okay.
Did you do any sort of honorary retirement? Because we know the Packers chose to retire you after the 2010 season. How did that? They cut you.
Yep.
There was no ceremony. It was unceremonious, some might say.
It was actually on top. It was very unceremonious, but that's. I could still probably retire. I have never officially retired. I mean, I wrote a little thing in the Journal-Sentinel back in the day, thanking fans and whatnot when I knew my career was over, but I have never retired. So maybe I'll throw my hat in the ring. Yeah, maybe I'll throw my hat in the ring and retire.
Okay. Well, you'll get to do a press conference, and I know you love the media because you're not part of it. You're an analyst. So he informed the team of his intention to retire as a Packer earlier this week. He's doing a press conference today at Lambeau Field, where he will be available to discuss his career with reporters.
Okay.
And you wondered if he's the greatest kicker in Packers history.
Yes.
Is there any other possible answer? Like Chris Jackie kicked in a Super Bowl also, but...
Well, Jan Stenerud is a Hall of Fame kicker, correct? Did he not make the
who
Hall of
spent
Fame?
most of his career elsewhere, though.
No one's picking Jan Stenerud over Mason Crosby.
So here's the deal, and why I sent that to you guys is on Wisconsin's Morning News this morning, Vinny and Eric asked me if Mason Crosby was an NFL Hall of Famer.
Well, no.
And I think the answer is, I was surprised. That was, to me, very few kickers make it into the NFL Hall of Fame. And Mason Crosby is the best kicker in the history of the Green Bay Packers. He's the highest scoring kicker.
All-time leading scorer, yep.
I don't know percentage-wise. Obviously, he had a couple of hiccups throughout the years. But you can make a really good argument. In the Aaron Rodgers, Clay Matthews era, I think those would be your two guys that you would errorize it. And then I don't know if you put Charles Woodson in there. Like, it's a tricky era to kind of cement down. Mason Crosby's in that era. You put him in that same vein as far as it was obviously quarterback is always going to get it.
But I
don't think Mason is far off. You can make a really good argument that Mason Crosby would be second in that era's list. So, yes, he is the all-time – I think he will be the all-time kicking leader for a long time in Packers history. He's not going to get his number retired. He's not going to be a Hall of Famer, in my opinion. Maybe I'll be wrong.
Packers Hall of Famer for sure.
Oh,
but not a Pro Football Hall of Famer. Correct.
No, and that was what Eric and Vinny asked me, and that's what got me to think, was there anyone that was better? And I went into the Packers Hall of Fame with a great kicker in Ryan Longwell.
You did.
But I think Ryan would even tell you that Mason's career is longer, and he had probably – but that's kind of where we're at with Mason. And I think when you look at it, you could make that argument. In the Rodgers era, who was the second most impactful Packer? I'm talking from 2009 till 2022. Is it Devontae? Is it Jordy? Mason was there the whole time. Just a question I have. I don't know what the answer is.
Okay, that's a different question than what you asked, but that's a good question.
I put that down on the tech because it literally was, I knew that this wasn't going to be some monster debatable question. It is what it is.
So you've now reconsidered your question and altered it.
Jason, this is how things go. You go through a chain and then you get to where you think something is super informative. Who would you say? You've covered the team. I've been analyzing it for the last 10, 12 years, whatever it is. Who is your number two in the 2009 to 22 Rodgers era? Who is number two besides the
not the jersey number, right?
Correct.
So can you do that with a kicker? Because here's the issue. Obviously, from a tenure standpoint, he's it. Mason Crosby is it. He actually joined the team in 2007, which would have been Rodgers' third season on the roster. He was with Rodgers the entire time. They both had their final seasons with the Packers in 2022. But, do the Packers win a Super Bowl without Charles Woodson? Do the Packers win a Super Bowl without Clay Matthews? Probably not. Right? Jordy Nelson, vital to that. The problem is, how do you differentiate length of tenure from impact?
That's why it's an intriguing question.
It is much better than the one that you posed in our text chain. So if we're looking at impact, he is Rodgers.
What was
I would
that?
say that was me hitting my. It was me hitting my wedding ring on the.
You got a band? You moving all that gymnastics equipment out of there to form a band?
I am. I'm going to play the triangle.
Super annoying.
But you're not at all.
Good one. Today? No, I know you love pinning me as being curmudgeon-y. Not being curmudgeon-y or anything today.
A lot of ball game left.
You keep picking at me. I'm sure you'll.
I'm picking at the pickler. Yeah, I'm picking at the pickler.
He'll come over there and find you.
Full courts,
wherever you are.
I agree.
Rodgers, Woodson, Matthews.
No.
Yeah.
It's got to be Matthews ahead of Woodson. We love Charles on this show, but he was there longer. And come on. Clay Matthews as a Packer compared to Charles Woodson as a Packer?
Was he a depoy as a Packer?
No. Did he go in 14 selflessly go into the middle of the field and change the entire defense? Was he one of the best pass rushers we've ever seen in Green Bay? Did he have a longer career in Green Bay? He did. No, he did.
So he was drafted in 2009. What was his final season?
18 or 19, right?
Yeah. Yes. Well, Charles Woodson was fully prepared to be a Packer for just as long, and Ted decided not to have that be the case. Didn't even offer him a chance to take a pay cut. But he was a depoy. He had some of the greatest moments in Packers history.
You have it as the Rodgers-Woodson era. That's what you're saying.
So I literally put Woodson one peg above Matthews. It's not like I put Matthews 12th.
No, I agree.
And as much as we love Mason, I can't put him like. What game-winning kicks did he have?
Dallas.
During the Super Bowl run, because the three guys I just put in front of him all were more critical to the actual Super Bowl winning title. Now, obviously, the clutch kick in Dallas in 16 gets them to the NFC Championship game, and then they have Ladarius Gunter covering Julio Jones and Gooch playing guard.
I've heard of that before, huh?
So, Jason, it seems like you're having I want impact in short bursts compared to longevity.
Well,
is that what I'm reading?
In fairness
from you?
to Woodson, he comes in 06. He's there 06, 07, 08, which are 3 years that you're not allowing to count because they weren't when Rodgers, although one of the years was when Rodgers was the starter.
We can go 08 till. We can go 08 till 22. The Rodgers era. Who are his main sidekick? Who are you putting? You only get two. It's Huey Lewis in the News. Who is the News?
Right, the News is like five guys.
He could have a right-hand. He could have a right-hand man and a left-hand man.
I kind of like Huey Lewis in the News best. Also, what do you do at wide receiver? Is it clearly Jordy? Like, is that a slam dunk that it's Jordy?
No.
Yep. Can't wait to play Yerp or Nerp later in the show.
DOA. We got approval from Eleanor to kill it last night. DOA.
Aww.
I didn't get to state my case to her, though. Seems unfair.
I'll speak for her. She doesn't care.
Oh, okay. Thanks for speaking for her. All right. Well, we will put this question in the field. So you're putting...
Interesting. I don't know. I mean, I can't put a kicker there. I can't. But when you start factoring everything into it, and then you see what happened when Mason left and the blank show that ensued, I think we always underrate or don't think enough about kickers when you don't have to until you have
Until you
to.
don't have one. Right. Yeah,
Exactly.
until you don't have one. My question for you, Gute Stan.
Gosh, I don't know if I can put Charles ahead of Matthews. I don't know. This is not easy.
Oh, you seem conflicted. Yeah.
I'm very torn. I'm imbrogliated.
Yes, Natalie. Given the Gute Stan that you are,
Yep.
Mason Crosby, if I recall correctly, had a very, very, very good season in 2022.
He did.
After they got rid of Corey Bojorquez, who I had one NFL kicker tell me is the worst holder they've ever worked with. And it wasn't Mason Crosby.
Oh, snap.
So Mason Crosby's difficult season in the previous year.
Jason, we've proven Jason doesn't cover any other team, so it's got to be
a text back from John Dorsey today, by the way, updating some of the opinions from earlier in the week. So I don't know.
What's that kid's name? Remember Jesse with one of the all-time bad takes? He had that kid beating out Mason, and Mason doesn't have a podium presser.
Yeah, Sam Ficken.
Yeah.
Sam Ficken still kicking somewhere or not?
I don't think so, no. My question is, as the Gute Stan that you are, was getting rid of him when he was still clearly at the top of his game, and then you unexpectedly are in an NFC divisional playoff game against the San Francisco 49ers with the lead in the second half, and you're trotting a guy out there to kick a 41-yard field goal, and he misses it. Did Gute, in his rush to go young, prematurely move on from Mason Crosby, and should he still be the kicker today?
He should not still be the kicker today, but to answer your question without me annoyingly asking you a question back before I answer, he did. That was a misstep. I think he wanted a clean slate. He didn't want to pay a kicker $5-6 million a year. It was more, let's let Anders grow and we'll have our next quarterback kicking combo that has worked so well in Green Bay. And all of a sudden you snap your fingers and you're in an NFC divisional game with the game on the line and you didn't have the guy there. And that was a faux pas by the Gutenator. So yes. And I don't remember what I'm sure Ned, who is a fan of the show and gives me a lot of grief about my Gute stand-em. There you go, Ned. Gute was wrong. Now, in the same breath, Gute fixed the problem. It just took him a while.
I would be curious.
Well, you can't, Jesse. Did you get your furnace fixed and like snapping your fingers? You have to call people. They have to come over, assess it, and then go through the process to get you a new furnace, right? Isn't that how
replacing
that
a kicker is like fixing a furnace?
It came together pretty quick, actually.
Somewhat, yeah.
Did you wait around?
Oh my God!
Don't need no furnace replacement here. Look at that, 60, almost 70 degrees. I like it a little colder, a little chillier in my undisclosed location.
The question that I have is: are those windows Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin that you're next to? Because I believe tomorrow is the 8th of March.
The Ides. The Ides
no,
of March,
that's not the Ides.
Well, you could accomplish
some
a lot
might,
in
but
6
just you.
years. Just ask Charles Woodson. He accomplished a lot in 6 years in Green Bay. A lot of people do. You can go from changing diapers to dropping off your kid at school. You get a bachelor's degree, a master's degree. Your whole life can change. And your life can change when you get brand new Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and can even change that much for the better. All the cost savings and 0 interest for 72 months. I got the thermometer flopping around. Everybody's excited about this deal, and it is, you got a day left. Let's get moving. 10-year labor warranty is always included, so your windows and doors will be secure for years to come. Certain restrictions apply, and this offer, it didn't go all week. It's going to go till tomorrow, March 8th. Set your free in-home consultation today, again, for 0% for 6 years / 72 months. Go to PellaWI.com today to learn more.
We got a great view of your paper as you were reading that.
You can read backwards. You could have read it along with him.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it was
any of my notes
front and center right there. Yeah.
Oh, you read it backwards like that.
Much better shape than the Coors Light read. All right, Tausch is in an undisclosed location drinking his Kwik Trip Karuba coffee.
Hazelnut.
Are you at a football stadium?
No.
All right,
what are we playing? 20 questions?
Well,
that answers a lot of the guesses from the YouTube comments so far. So you are not at a football stadium.
Are you within a mile of Lambeau Field?
I don't know math.
That's not really math. That's distance.
I'm a metrics guy, so give it to me in metrics.
Are you less than 2 kilometers from Lambeau Field?
Potentially.
Yeah, let me tell you. I know where you are, and he is. So there's your answer. We will spend more time with Tausch at his undisclosed location.
Why do you know? And how do you know?
Because I'm a reporter. That's what I do.
Jason's been there
Your investigative journalism will take no bounds, right?
He's not at the Pickler. He was there yesterday for full courts, full hearts. That ball was out. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. The best source for every piece of NFL news you need to know.
That's the idea of a deal. Each side gets wins, right? They have Jordan Love under contract for the next 5 years.
ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter is on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy every Wednesday morning at 7:30. Sponsored by Island Resort and Casino.
I think Packers fans would sign up for 12-5 today, and maybe they will be.
Right here on 94.5 ESPN, and also streaming live on the Wisconsin On Demand app and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
Wisconsin is still cattle country, and that's why Bunzel's chose to stay close to home to hand select the finest beef. Quality goes into everything they do, from Bunzel's expansive array of meats, homemade specialty sausages, and their award-winning beef jerky. It just isn't a proper holiday meal without Bunzel's top quality cuts on the dinner table. Tasting is believing. Visit Bunzel's at 90th and Burleigh or bunzels.com.
Look what I found.
What is it?
It's a list of the traditional and modern anniversary gifts for each year of marriage.
Sarah and I use a different list. But go ahead and tell us about yours.
The traditional gift for your first anniversary is paper, but the modern gift is a clock.
Well, our list says the first anniversary is always diamond jewelry.
What's your list called?
The People's Choice.
The traditional gift for your 6th anniversary is iron, but the modern gift is wood.
What a coincidence. For the 6th anniversary, our list says diamonds again. What do you have for the 10th anniversary, Rick?
Traditional is aluminum, modern is diamond jewelry.
Well, there you go. Our lists agree. What have you got for the 7th anniversary?
Copper and a desk set.
Nope. Diamonds again.
I'm beginning to see the wisdom of the People's Choice list.
It's good to have you on board.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Did you make up that People's Choice list, or is it real?
Well, we're people, aren't we?
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is hosting another Scramble tournament with $1,000 in cash prizes available. Hey ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Ellison, and Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center invites you to play in a 2-man scramble at TPC Sawgrass, all from their comfortable golf simulators. Grab a friend and sign up today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com. The tournament costs $120 per pairing and is happening now through March 31st. Your winter chance to play TPC Sawgrass awaits. WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as 1 business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
So many of our youth carry unimaginable burdens. Anger, depression, even thoughts of suicide. At Rawhide Youth Services, we recognize their pain. We help them find hope and healing. For those that need a second chance at life, we refuse to give up on them. Please be a part of our life-saving work. When you donate your used vehicle to Rawhide, you're helping change the lives of countless youth in our communities. Go to rawhide.org/donate and help them realize a brighter future today.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
I just don't know what to believe right now. I don't even, we've obviously gotten after Corbin a little bit. Well, not we, you.
Let me tell you something. You haven't exactly been saying Corbin's nailing this thing either. He said that old boy wanted to trade in Seattle, and Green Bay was going to give up his first-round pick for him. That was the part that got me. DK Metcalf could be traded all day. I never argued with that.
Well,
and
I mean,
if
he
Green
reported
Bay gives a first-round pick, as I told you yesterday, apologies to Corbster.
That was not his initial report. In fairness to Corbin, was not that the Packers were going to give up a first-round pick. That was subsequently what the Seahawks were asking for from.
Yeah, and that's when I said something. I didn't say something initially. Nothing.
So now I have Big Matt's Blatz on Twitter sending me a tweet from NFL Talk, which, according to this person's bio, they are an independent reporter providing accurate analysis. News,
I love accurate
stats,
and
trades,
I love
signings, and highlights from around the NFL.
I have no editors, no one checking my work, and I am accurate.
In today's media landscape, is there anything better than accurate and independent? Love both. Love it.
I am an accurate, independent producer of Wilde and Tausch.
Yeah, just because you say you are.
Jesse, why were you pushing? So you sent that Wanakee won going away last night in girls hoops too, right?
They won by 10. Yeah. It was tied at 28 at halftime. It was a very competitive game.
We got a good one.
11-1 run in the early stage of the second half. Helped propel the Warriors to victory. Sets up a big one with Arrowhead tomorrow afternoon on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Oh, fun.
Trip to
you
state
doing
on
that one too?
I will be there with the Dean. Yeah.
Look at you, grinding. But you had Bowl Stream TV
That's
this weekend,
on Sunday.
Too.
Big weekend.
What a warrior.
Yeah.
Better rest your voice.
Next week? Yeah, you got to take a couple days.
So if I could circle back before we get back to Charles Woodson versus Clay Matthews in a conversation that we could be holding in 2012, I am curious what to make of this.
Okay.
Update from NFL Talk independent journalist. The Packers have been in on wide receiver DK Metcalf from the jump and continue to be in serious trade talks with the Seahawks, per league source.
Okay.
Multiple teams have been reaching out, and Seattle will look for the best deal available. Now, I would say looking for the best deal available seems like a pretty good idea.
Well, that's what Nico should have done in Dallas, but instead he just gave the Lakers a championship, and now that's a whole nother story. But
so what should I make of NFL Talk's report? Because that would further support Corbin's contention that there had been talks between the Packers and the Seahawks even before this all came to light from DK Metcalf's perspective a few days ago.
Yeah, I mean, if Corbin nails this, kudos to Corb. If the Packers give up a first-round pick, I'm not even going to force the third-round pick that was also mentioned in Corbin's report, and the Packers pay DK Metcalf a new contract, I'll be shocked. I will be shocked. Now, I'll be surprised if they make this trade and give him that Bonko contract, but I won't be shocked. Shocked will be giving up the first pick, or their 23rd pick in this year's draft, and paying him. That will shock me. Who knows? I mean, I guess if you want to be urgent and you want to show that sense of urgency to your team and to your fan base, this will do it. I don't think this would be a great move if that's what happens. And Corbin and NFL Truth Media, or whatever they're calling themselves, is accurate.
NFL Truth Social.
If that's the case, Jason, you and I will both have to apologize, because we both will be very wrong on our assessment of how Gute looks at this operation. But I guess the question I have is, where is DK Metcalf fit as number one wideouts? Where would he rank as a number one wideout out of 32? Because I don't even know if he was the number one guy at Seattle last year. I think he was, but it wasn't like, Seattle sitting there. If he was the dominant guy that we all think, and again,
they wouldn't be trading him.
The quarterback scenario, they wouldn't be trading him. So is he a top 15 number one wideout? Maybe. I haven't thought through it deeply enough. He would be the number one on Green Bay's now, no doubt.
Well, how about this? How does this grab you? The Seattle Seahawks wide receiver numbers last season, as we have said earlier in the week, 66 catches for 992 yards and 5 touchdowns for DK Metcalf. Jackson Smith and Jigba, 100 catches, 1,130 yards, and 6 touchdowns.
So I got to scrap that. He ain't the number one.
Are you giving up a first-round pick for a guy who wasn't even the number one receiver on his own team?
So, Corby, you're telling me that the Packers are going to give up the number 23 pick in a draft they're hosting and have to pay a guy $30 million to come in? That was your number 2 wideout for Seattle last year? Yeah, listen, man. Duncic. I can't say it would be the craziest thing. It's not to the Duncic degree, but it's not far off of Duncic. It's not Duncic, but it's close to Duncic. If this happens, and right now there's a lot of spinning.
A lot of speculation.
The period is coming. Carolina is interested. Seattle wants to trade him. Okay. Seattle's going to probably trade him.
Mm-hmm.
They may get a first. I'll be shocked if it's Green Bay's first, and I'll be shocked if anybody gives up a first. Now, maybe it's a pick swap type scenario.
Oh, that worked out very well the last time.
If you swap out picks and then maybe a fifth, maybe there's something. But I'll be very, very surprised if the number 2 wideout for Seattle garners that much. Then you really wonder Debo, and there's all these other things that play into it, but it would be shocking if Green Bay gives up the 20. I'd be shocked if they give up their second-round pick, if I'm being honest with you. I'd be surprised by that, too.
These men were selected in the first round by the Green Bay Packers during the Brian Gutekunst era. This is how he has exercised his first-round picks.
Traded with Seattle for Jair
Alexander, Rashawn Gary, Darnell Savage, Jordan Love, Eric Stokes, Quay Walker, Devontae Wyatt, Lucas Van Ness, and Jordan Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
How do you view his track record in the first round at this juncture?
You got a franchise quarterback out of it, it's a home run. Period. I know everybody's going to disagree, but you have a corner that was depoy and you paid him a fat second deal. You have a defensive end / outside linebacker edge type that you just paid a second deal to and you feel good about. Plenty of people are going to say it was a bad move, and fine, you can. Gute didn't think it was a bad move, or you don't re-sign him. Period. Thin. So you're talking about 3 players out of that group that have gotten extensions in a big way at the top of their market or right there. So you're 3 out of 6. Hey, Major League Baseball's pretty dang good. Football, you want to be better. And it's not like these other guys are bums that they can't play.
Mm-hmm.
Devontae Wyatt's shown sparks. Has he been the best first-round draft? No. But it's not like he hasn't made some impact plays and done some stuff. He ain't a bum. So, I mean, I don't know. I just don't know. You could say, if you take Jordan Love out of it, I'd probably say a C+.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have a franchise quarterback that you're paying and you feel like he's going to lead you to a championship, I don't know how you go any lower than a B+, A-. I just don't. Because I'm looking at all these other teams. How many franchise quarterbacks are there? Really?
Right. Again, in fairness, No, I said right that time. I intentionally did not say yep.
Right, Wilde?
Exactly. But Jordan has not proved conclusively that he's going to be. When you say franchise quarterback, that doesn't mean you're going to be the starter for 6 years, but you're not really going to accomplish the ultimate goal, right? Like franchise quarterbacks, you got to get to championship games, you got to get to Super Bowls. We'll see if he does that. But as of now, he hasn't done it. But you feel really good about what he's capable of doing. So I give him the other side of that is 2020, you're playing in an NFC championship game. Maybe had you not gotten your quarterback of the future, you'd have gotten somebody that would have helped you right away. That's been an age-old argument about that draft. So again, I'm not interested in grading him. I'm just saying he doesn't have a track record.
You're not interested in grading him. You just asked me for a grade.
No, I did not ask you for a grade. I asked you how you viewed it.
Jesse.
Check the tape. The bottom line is that his track record with number 1 first-round picks is not star-spangled awesome. But you still don't want to be giving away your first-round pick for a guy that you are going to have to pay an inordinate amount of money to. I just don't like it. I can't believe this.
2 wide receiver on the Seattle Seahawks.
What I just and this is not a slight on NFL Talk, independent journalist, or on Corbin, Burnson, Smith.
Sounds.
It's not. It's not.
But it sounds like it's going to be.
No, it's going to sound like it, but it isn't because
We'll find out.
It's not questioning their acumen. I just can't believe that Gute is going to do this. Like, it just feels so un-Gute-like.
Yeah.
for a guy who wants to have more draft picks. That's what I wrote about today at Channel 3000. In order to do this, he's going to have to give up draft picks, which he just got done saying how much he wants more of them. Mm-hmm. So that I just have a hard time believing he would actually do. But, hey, maybe not. We'll have to wait to see what Gute does. And if this trade happens, you and I will both be legitimately surprised. There's no two ways about it. I will say that I was wrong.
And just for the record, before I get to prize picks, Diana Rossini and I think Josina Anderson both, I think, have put reports out that the Seahawks are getting a lot of pushback on their request for compensation.
I would hope so.
So, yeah, everybody can put their side of the story out, and that that game better than any. Well, no, you don't, but you would if you did that part.
If I played the game, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, playing the game, Prize Picks is the best place to play to get real money sports action. Over 10 million members, billions of dollars, and it makes it accessible to everybody. And it is simple, more or less, on 2 players, shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. You can run your game all season long on Prize Picks. You can play in more than 30 states. The app, again, it is simple to use. I think I'm gonna piggyback off of Jesse tonight. He's been hot. You can do that. Combine your favorite basketball players with players from baseball and hockey and esports and much more. It's the best place to cash in on your sports opinions. Hey, you have an idea? You think that Doncic is going to continue to just keep rolling? Well, go more. It's pretty simple. Download the app today. Use that code WI to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, that's code WI. You know who's been good? Dollar Dame. Dollar Dame's been good. It's another one. Take a look at his projections.
Are you saying run your Dame?
That's pretty good.
Oh, snap.
You big ad-libber. The big ad-libber. Run your game, Dame. Exactly.
More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
That ain't no shame.
On air, online, and on demand. Get all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin content anywhere you get your podcasts for free. The new Wisconsin On Demand. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
Drum roll, please.
Carbless is here with refreshing new flavors. Introducing their Tropical Bliss Variety Pack. Let the summertime flavors of blood orange, watermelon, raspberry, and grapefruit whisk you away from the winter blues. New flavors, same great Carbless perks. Every handcrafted cocktail still has 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and just 100 calories. Find the Tropical Bliss Variety Pack in store wherever Carbless is sold and enjoy your winter passport to paradise. Grab a pack today and discover why Bliss is more with Carbless.
True Chicago-style pizza is thin, crispy, and cut into squares. And thanks to Connie's Frozen Pizza, you can enjoy a true slice of the city. You'll enjoy it so much you won't even mind where it comes from. Connie's Frozen Pizzas are made from the same cornmeal crust Connie's has been serving for over 60 years. They're perfectly cheesy, perfectly saucy, and they're exactly what you crave. Get to know the true Chicago style with Connie's Frozen Pizza. Born in Chicago, loved by cheeseheads. Available in a freezer aisle near you.
Are you ready to shake things up at Patosami Casino Hotel, Milwaukee? All you gotta do is toss your rewards card into your favorite slots for drawing entries and a chance to be in the Roll for Riches game show. What's on the table? Oh, just $300K in cash and prizes. Play this March, and Thursday nights, you could get on a winning streak that, frankly, you deserve. Let it ride and roll for riches. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
At UW Credit Union, our home loans have everything you need for your next big step, including up to $750 off closing costs for all home buyers. And first-time buyers can save even more. So if you're ready to trade roomies for more room, or your townhome for an out-of-town home, UW Credit Union will be with you from start to furnished. UW Credit Union. Apply online today. Equal housing lender. Credit may be limited as required by program. Visit uwcu.org for details.
Save big money on your next project now at Menards. Upgrade your home with new outlets from Legrand. They have innovative outlets and light switches available in a variety of finishes and styles with features like USB Type A and C charging ports. Brighten up your home and save big on Legrand outlets and light switches today. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com. for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Think ski season is over? Well, think again. Granite Peak's bringing you Wisconsin's longest ski season, going strong through April 6th. We're talking spring skiing at Wisconsin's largest resort with live music, fireworks, and endless snow across our incredible terrain. Make it a getaway in nearby Wausau, where comfortable lodging and family activities await. Why travel far when the best spring skiing is right here? Book your ski and stay packages today. Visit skigranitepeak.com for lift tickets and lodging packages. Granite Peak, where winter lasts longer.
It's time for the Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Wintrust. Get your Golden Eagles essentials by opening Marquette checking from Wintrust today.
A back-and-forth game in the second half didn't go number 20 Marquette's way in the end as they fell at UConn 72-66. Senior forward David Joplin led all scorers with 23 points, including 3 of 6 from 3, but was just one of 2 MU players to hit double figures on the night.
Joplin. He'll give to Parham. He's left of the lane. Back to Joplin in the corner.
Holla at you, boy. There's a look.
Bigger than big.
Fellow senior Cam Jones finished with 21 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 steals as he extended his double-digit scoring streak to a nation-tying best 46 straight games. The Golden Eagles jumped to 22-8 overall and 13-6 in Big East play. Next up for MU, a senior day showdown with number 6 St. John's Saturday morning at Fiserv Forum.
This has been the Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank, and the official bank of Marquette University. This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
I'm so perplexed by this. I really want to know if Packers, especially after checking the Seahawks numbers. Now, obviously, DK Metcalf is more of a big play receiver, right? I mean, he had only 200 fewer receiving yards on 34 fewer catches. So, obviously, he makes more big plays, whereas Jackson Smith and Jigba catches a lot of short routes, clearly, right? Mm-hmm. If he had 100 receptions and 1,100 yards. Yeah. But I'm struggling to wrap my head around this idea, and I have to because if it happens, I'm going to look like an idiot. That Gute would actually do this, and that there's too much smoke here from Corbin and NFL Talk independent journalists and Diana Rossini's reporting, etc., that there's not, at least the Packers, I feel like we could say with pretty much certainty, the Packers are interested. And I mentioned to you how Gute brought up DK Metcalf when he was talking about the 2019 draft, brought up Deebo Samuel. We ultimately took Elton Jenkins, he said. But DK Metcalf went past them. He went with the last pick of the second round. Yep. So I don't doubt at this point that the Packers are interested in acquiring DK Metcalf.
But, Jason, there's difference in being interested and going and getting him. And maybe it ends up being Seattle figures out, because at some point Seattle's going to come to grips with reality. And maybe a third-round pick is going to get it done. And would we all be shocked if it was a third-round pick for DK Metcalf? No. Now, paying him, if you're going to pay him, a big fat new deal, 4 years at $120 or whatever it's going to be, that's part of this equation too. And that means to me that Gute sees DK Metcalf in a different way than a lot of people do, including John Schneider.
Right.
So do I think that they would love to have DK Metcalf on this team? Yes. Did I ever think that it was going to be high draft comp? No. And here's the deal. You put yourself out, you go, and sometimes you're dead wrong. I'll be shocked if I'm dead wrong here, but we'll see.
So the question that I want to pose to our fans, and there are variables here. At what price is part of it? At what trade compensation is part of it?
Third round should be the highest any fan thinks we should go for him. And I think that's where Gute would be, too. That is I'm guessing that's where Gute is like, if this is what we have to do at the end, okay. But before that, a first and a third, I saw that report. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
So, do Packers fans want DK Metcalf or not?
I didn't.
Like, at its core.
So, Jason, I put that out yesterday. I put a little tweet out, and a lot of responses about, who would you give up a first-round pick for? Because we had that debate yesterday, and we disagreed and differed a little bit on how people view it. But I don't think anybody responded. I think I had 100 and some odd last time I looked. I didn't have one person respond, give up a first and pay DK Metcalf. So maybe the poll will be different. I do not sense. I think there is we want to bring someone in that can help this group and help Jordan Love further his development quicker, more urgently. And if that's DK Metcalf, fine. But at that price point, nobody thinks that's a good idea. Maybe Gute will. And if he does, I hope DK Metcalf balls out and he looks like a genius.
844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. Under what circumstances do you want Gute to trade for DK Metcalf?
No,
because
third.
And they're going to have to pay him, which maybe you're fine with. You got to pay him.
At what price point?
Well, but let's be clear. You can't say, I want DK Metcalf. Make him play out his final year of his contract and then see where he's at. That's not part of the equation.
We call that Redicking. Redicking it. It's not going to be good.
JJ Redick?
Hassan.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we're going to trade you, and we'll maybe do something with your contract. Well, we're not going to do anything with your contract. Well, I ain't coming. All right, and then I'm going to have a wasted year. You just got rid of a guy, didn't get in, you gave up a pick, and you didn't get jack. So that is not what we're going to see. If Gute does something with old boy, there will be a contract done before he makes that trade. I believe that.
He better insure carefully before he makes a move like that.
Indeed, and Packer fans, we're gonna keep that 23rd pick, and if we do, it's not gonna be because we're getting DK Metcalf, unless I'm wrong. But I'll be dreaming of that ultimate draft day experience. Well, American Family Insurance will get you there. American Family Insurance Dream Draft Sweepstakes is your chance to win a VIP trip to the NFL Draft in Green Bay. You can imagine this. I'm not even gonna ask you to close your eyes because it's beautiful out today. You and a guest. Exclusive tickets, hotel accommodations, custom merchandise, and much, much more. This once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that you don't want to miss. Head over to amfam.com/Packers to enter today. No purchase is necessary. Dream fearlessly. Insure carefully.
844-770-3776. Do you want DK Metcalf or not? And if so, under what circumstances? Do you believe that this is the move that Gute needs to make? I'm on the record. I said it on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning with Homer and Gabe. I want Trey Hendrickson and Devontae Adams. Trey Hendrickson is 30. Devontae Adams is 32. But it puts me
swap because you'd be getting a better pick. Let's pick swap Cincinnati. No, why the hell would we pick swap for you?
Devontae Adams costs me nothing in terms of trade compensation and costs me less in terms of contract. Trey Hendrickson cost me trade compensation. I don't know how much. And I would think that I would be the appealing team to trade him to because it gets him out of the AFC, which is also worth considering, right? If you're the Bengals, do you really want to face him? I don't.
Yeah.
Same with DK Metcalf. I'd rather, if I'm the Seahawks, I'd rather send him to the AFC.
I think that mindset has shifted. People now are like, just give me the best players. We don't think he's as good as you do, so you go ahead. Work with him. We'll take – well, I mean, just look at what the Vikings, Detroit, Green Bay, they've all traded with each other, and they've said, we don't think Christian Watson's going to do it. We don't think Jameson Williams is the guy. Like, we've heard all of those things, and sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong.
844-770-3776. We'll get to your calls next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance. NFL draft season is upon us.
I can tell you why LaFleur doesn't go to the combine. He doesn't have anything to do with the players that are picked. If I don't have anything to do with the players being picked, why am I wasting my time at the combine? What's the point of me being there? I need to get to know the players? No, I don't. I can get to know them when he drafts them, and then they show up, and I learn about them that way.
Get all your pre-draft scoops here. The Homer Hour, weekdays from 5 to 6 on 94.5 ESPN and streaming live on the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube channel.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sportsbook, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Ever notice how wine enthusiasts often speak a completely different language? And while that language may technically be English, to most people it's anything but. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where we stock over 8,000 varieties of wine and speak many dialects of wine English to help everyone, from the wine novice to the master sommelier. So if you need an expert recommendation for wine, or maybe you know what you want and simply need help locating it, our experienced staff has got your back. No matter the budget, occasion, or your level of wine expertise, Discount Liquor will make you feel at home. Discount Liquor, unmatched selection, everyday low prices, a helpful staff, and 2 convenient locations. In Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma, and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow in Maine.
Discount Liquor.
For more than 40 years, Network Health has been the trusted experts in health plans. Just like you, they're honest, hardworking, and grateful to call Wisconsin home. Whether you're seeking coverage for yourself, your family, or your employees, Network Health has you covered with a range of options, including individual and family marketplace plans, employer plans, and Medicare Advantage plans. Call Steve Llewellyn, Saganiac Planning, 262-783-6161. 262-783-6161. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service. The Saganiac Planning Marquette basketball greatest scorers. Marcus Howard has all the records at Marquette, and his greatness might also be best explained by saying he passed George Thompson. Thompson, 1,773 points when finishing in 1969. It was the Marquette career mark until 2009, 40 years later. And with Marcus Howard, Thompson the only player averaging over 20 points per game for a career. George Thompson, not number one, but he belongs in the same room with Marcus Howard.
That weird Wisconsin weather is here. Snow one day, sun the next. But you can always count on Tsunami Express to keep your car clean. With 6 locations across southeastern Milwaukee, Tsunami Express helps fight that salt, grime, and mud with powerful vacuums and state-of-the-art wash technology. Technology like their best-in-class T2 with graphene for a long-lasting shine and protection. Stop at any Tsunami Express location and get your first wash free when you sign up online at TsunamiExpress.com. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Terms and conditions apply. First wash free for new members only.
No shortcuts, no compromises, just the job done right. At Exterior Pros, we don't just meet expectations, we crush them. Every nail, every window, every shingle is a step toward your home's next chapter. From the moment we start until that final reveal, we're committed to making your home better than ever. Quality products and craftsmanship you can count on. Go to the pros for your next project. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Missed any of the show? Find us on Wisconsin On Demand wherever you get your podcasts. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
I took a page out of your favorite book. You sold me lies just by the way you look.
844-770-3776. God, I love reverse cam. Somebody else has got to go in there and work, though. It's empty now. in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios.
Hunter Vaughn was working real hard. We had equipment all laid out. The camera wasn't working. I had to go reset it in there. So would have loved to show you that earlier.
Well, thank you for your service, and thank you for all the calls. I know we've got a bunch lined up. 844-770-3776. Are you in or are you out on DK Metcalf? Because there is too much smoke to say that there's no fire to the Packers' interest. Now, is it a towering inferno? Is it a little baby campfire? I don't know. Gute plays his cards pretty close to the vest.
Mm-hmm.
But where are you at as a fan? And what are the circumstances under which you want him? Because I do think that those matter. 844-770-3776. Let's start with the calls. Let's start with Chris in Muskego. Chris, good morning. Welcome to Wilde and Tausch. How is Jesse's hometown?
Muskego? It's all right. As far as Metcalf goes, I would like to see him with the Packers because he brings that over-the-top speed, and the only way he's going to get here is if the deal works for Gute and the Packers organization. I agree with Jason on the fact that I would love to have Davante Adams and the defensive lineman. To me, that makes more sense because you're hitting two positions. But I think last year is when Gute screwed up. Even though I love Gute. He makes a lot of good moves. He made two great moves in getting the two guys he did. But last year was the number one year he needed to get a veteran receiver. In Packers history, other than Sterling Sharp, Brooks, Jennings, and there's one more out there I can't think, Walker, I think it is, are the only receivers in his first and second year that were impact players. All the rest of them took 3 years. And to think he could come back and go to the replay and put these guys out there and think they're going to make these big strides when almost for the first half of the season last year, they were still running the wrong routes. It didn't make sense to me. But having Davante come in, to me, is a guy who knows the Packers system. He's part of the Packers' history of when they were really super good. And I think he can teach them a lot more than what Metcalf did. So I think bringing in D.A. and Richardson makes a lot more sense than chasing after Metcalf because he can get you over the top, but it's going to take him a while to get any kind of knowledge of the offense, and I don't know how smart he is.
Yeah, I'm not going to pretend. Thanks for the call, Chris. Good call. I don't know enough about DK. I know he runs really fast. I know he's chiseled like a Greek god.
What do you call it? What's his face? Body.
They can't, does this mean they can't bring back Eric Wilson because you can only have one body beautiful in your locker room at a time?
Still so weird that you guys do that.
It's not
so
me.
Weird.
It was Rich Bisaccia.
You're in it. It's just weird.
I just relayed the nickname.
Love to. Well,
which no one is ever going to say about anyone on this panel, even Skinny Jesse. Quick text from Fred in Tosa. Then we'll get to more calls at the top of the 10 o'clock hour before Tausch departs for his briefly mysterious responsibilities that he has for charitable causes. DK Metcalf would be a great addition, but not at the cost of a first-round pick. If we can get Davante Adams at a cheaper cost, I would be good with that also. We can't give up the farm for just one player when we also have to consider that we need defensive help and offensive line help. Two, yeah. Let's distill it down to this: if you get DK Metcalf for a third-round pick, and you have to pay him $28 million a year, are you in or are you out?
Yeah, that's. I mean,
you're
that's
in.
I think that's. No, I'm not in. I'm not.
You're not even in then.
$28 million a year? No.
I mean, I'm not either. So. It's not our money.
Part of the deal is I'm so in on Davante, I can't really be in until Davante's out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, again, Adam Schefter did say on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy earlier in the week, he doesn't think the Packers are Davante's first option, and he doesn't think Davante is the Packers' first option.
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense to me, but Shefty knows. Shefty, I'm not gonna Corbin Shefty. Okay?
Corby. You're also not going to Corbin Kwik Trip where you stopped this morning. I'm guessing right nearby your undisclosed location because I know there's a Kwik Trip in the region.
You're such a nerd. Yes, I did stop over at Kwik Trip because life is busy. Kwik Trip gets it. Whether you're craving that fresh coffee that I grabbed this morning or a little bakery, grab-and-go meal, Kwik Trip is your go-to. Old girl, as I was grabbing my coffee, said the pizza's on sale today. Pizzas are on sale. Don's 4 for $10. But wait, there's more because, of course, there's always more. Hot dog or hamburger buns from the Quickery, 99 cents a package. Nature's Touch Milk, $2.99. Urge chips and popcorn, 2 for $3.50. And soup. How about that big old bag of soup? $6.99 on Tuesdays. And I can't get through talking about Kwik Trip without mentioning chicken. Roasted whole chicken on special for $6.99 on Mondays. Whether it's a quick bite or dinner on the go, Kwik Trip's got it all covered. Use the app. Take advantage of everything that Kwik Trip has to offer. You get every visit, plus order ahead for pickup or curbside delivery. Kwik Trip. We'll see you next time.
Old girl. It was old girl Sarah who was with you, or was old girl
a
staff member at Kwik Trip telling you the pizza was on sale?
Yeah, as I was I just grabbed a coffee today. It's pretty simple. Grab the coffee.
No dunkers?
She was telling me about the pizzas for sale. So
yeah, well, when you have an opportunity, you got to take advantage of it. All right, 844-770-3776. We'll get to more of your calls on DK Metcalf next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
You can accomplish quite a lot in 6 years. You go from changing diapers to dropping your child off at school. You can get a bachelor's and a master's degree. And you can take up to 6 years to pay off your brand new Pella windows and doors at 0% interest. You get so much more than stunning windows and doors. It's the Pella experience. Talk about quality control. Pella manufactures, sells, installs, and services every product. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 3/8/25.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Are you ready to shake things up at Patosami Casino Hotel, Milwaukee? All you gotta do is toss your rewards card into your favorite slots for drawing entries and a chance to be in the Roll for Riches game show. What's on the table? Oh, just $300K in cash and prizes. Play this March, and Thursday nights, you could get on a winning streak that, frankly, you deserve. Let it ride and Roll for Riches. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
All you have is one chance after an accident, one decision on who to call, one shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Nestled along the shores of Lake Michigan, the Knickerbocker Hotel offers a timeless escape in the heart of Milwaukee. Immerse yourself in the rich history of this iconic landmark where charm meets modern luxury. Picture yourself enjoying breathtaking lake views, luxurious rooms, and dining at one of the finest restaurants in the city. Whether you're visiting for a weekend getaway or a special occasion, the Knickerbocker promises an unforgettable experience. Your perfect stay awaits at the Knickerbocker Hotel. For more information and to book your next stay, visit knickerbockeronthelake.com.
You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Tausch begins now, and it begins with more of your calls. Still trying to figure out exactly how to ask this in a tweet, sharing the YouTube links, because I think
you hit it, Jason. I think you hit it Because nobody is going to say give up a first and pay him 30. Nobody.
Right.
Maybe Gute. I mean, maybe the only guy that actually matters will do that as far as actually having something happen. I think your very fair assessment, because there is so much smoke, as you put it. If you said you have to give up your third-round pick and pay him $28 a year over a 3 or 4 year deal, are you doing it as a Packer fan?
Mm-hmm.
That tells you, you know what? That question, will tell you everything you need to know. How you feel about this group and how you feel about DK Metcalf. That's really what you're asking. And I think that is a fair compensation if that's – I think it's high, but I think with all of the smoke, as you're putting it, I think that's about where this is going to land. And if that's the case, I'm still out. But I can understand why fans would be in.
He's played 6 NFL seasons. He has never played fewer than 15 games in a season, so he's been durable. 1.
He's
2,
a beast of a dude.
He's never had fewer than 900 yards in a season.
That's good.
And I don't think the Packers have had anyone eclipse 900 yards in any of the last 3 seasons, if my memory serves me correctly.
Yeah. That ain't good.
So I think, yeah.
Why don't we just go get Jamar Chase and Hendrickson? Give up our that I'll give up our first for.
Yeah, the last time the Packers had a wide receiver eclipse 900 yards for the season, Devontae Adams, 123 catches, 1,553 yards, and 11 touchdowns in 2021. All right. Yes, go get Jamar Chase. Maybe you could trade Jair Alexander for him straight up.
Bonds and Griffey, too. Get them both.
844-770-3776. That's the Carbless talking text line. Carbless, less is more. Let's talk to Eric in Green Bay. Eric, good morning, buddy. What's up?
Hey, guys. So kind of funny scenario here because, most Packer fans like myself for years, we had been wanting the team to make a big move like this and make a trade. And if you think back to us being seemingly linked to every possible trade target, now it's we'll pass. And I'm kind of in that boat, kind of looking at the pros and cons of it. When the one thing I think DK would really add is he would replace what we lost with Christian Watson with that over-the-top speed. But at the end of the day, you kind of look at the cost analysis, and it's would you rather have DK Metcalf or any of the receivers there's a bunch of quality free agent receivers right now, obviously Devontae being the cherry on top, but you could have Devontae Adams. You could keep your first-round pick to address one of the holes, like defensive back, like shoring up that line, and you have more money both short-term and long-term, too, whereas DK Metcalf at $30 million a year for 4 or 5 years, you need a receiver like Devontae to be good for 2 to 3 years to get your money's worth out of that. You need DK to stay healthy and productive for a long time. So when it comes down to, would I rather have a receiver and that pick and that cap flexibility short and long term? Absolutely, and it's really not even close.
Yeah,
So Eric, before you go, 3rd round pick, 28 a year, 3-year commitment. Yes or no?
Ooh,
Metcalf.
If we're bringing it down to 3, I would say only in a scenario where it's kind of like you have that Josh Jacobs out after a year or two, and it's not super tough. But that's still a lot of money to allocate towards a receiver, and we have a lot of holes this year. I don't think our offense is DK Metcalf away from a Super Bowl.
That's kind of what I'm thinking too. I think the Russ Ballification of this would be signing bonus. And I would guess you'd be able to get out of it in 2 years. That's typically how Russ does his deals. So you never know, but that would be my guess.
What a good point. And thanks for the call, Eric. We appreciate you. What a good point that here we are always clamoring, and they gotta make a big splash. They got to do something. And here the two of us and our fans sit, and we're talking about acquiring a top-flight wide receiver. Right? I understand the Jackson Smith and Jigba statistic, but still, DK Metcalf is a damn good football player.
Yeah, but that rocked you a little bit when you saw it.
It did. Yeah, I did not know the numbers there. That's
I saw you staggered. You were staggered.
But still, here we are talking about a top flight player and acquiring him, and now we're like, no, I don't know about this. Maybe not.
There's a cost. There's a cost. Listen,
there is.
If you said Jamar Chase, if you said Justin Jefferson,
sure.
If you said CeeDee Lamb, would you do this? I don't even know if I'd do this for CeeDee Lamb. I don't know if I would. There are certain guys that you would. There's no doubt about it. DK Metcalf ain't that guy. No, he's just not. And that's not like to spite him. It's just he is not worth giving up the first overall, the 23rd pick. That's my opinion. And the question that Eric asked is great. Are the Packers a DK Metcalf away from this offense exploding? I don't know. I don't think so. But it certainly would help to have a guy that could take coverage and do the things that he does. I think he would help this team a lot if you did bring him in.
All right. I know you've got your commitments at your undisclosed location. So we're going to keep taking calls while you go about your business.
We can do one more call if you have a second. I got a little bit yet. So one more call.
I was told 10:15. I was ready to get you out at 10:13. Okay. So let's take one more call because old T said so. And let's get more calls, too. 844-770-3776. Let's go to Tim in Hales Corners. Tim, you get old T before he's got to go wee, wherever he's going. What do you got for us?
So, good morning, gentlemen. First of all, I think the whole Devontae Adams ship has sailed. Like, the stars would have to align perfectly for him to come back. I just think that thing's done.
Okay.
As far as the Metcalf thing, if it's a third and you have to pay him $25 to $28 million a year, I think that's the price of doing poker. I think you have to do it. Tausch have said for the last week that Christian Watson was a difference maker. DJ Metcalf is that guy. He's a difference maker. He can take the top off. And now, if it means you don't sign as many people in free agency, Gute's got to weigh that. However, if people are clamoring we didn't have a guy who's a true deep threat, I think you have to do it. He makes your offense better. Does he get you to the Super Bowl? He gets you a hell of a lot closer than where you are right now. And Christian Watson isn't coming back this year.
Well, I saw him running on the treadmill yesterday.
Wait, at the local Y? Were you running next to him?
No, not at the local Y, but I saw him post something on. He said he's going to be ready to go sooner than Jason Wilde. He didn't say your name, but he was talking to you.
Uh-huh.
And thanks for the call. Yeah, who knows if Christian wants to be ready, but if you think he can be that impactful, 3 years, 28.5, that is the price of doing business. He's right. That is.
Yeah,
but
it is.
Just like pick too.
Just like paying Jordan Love as much as you pay Jordan Love is the cost of doing business right now in the league at quarterback. All right, we'll keep going with the calls, and then Tausch will rejoin us when he's available. 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. More of our conversation about acquiring DK Metcalf next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. Is Jordan Love ready to take the next step?
You got to have the quarterback as the best player on your offense in order to be a top-tier team. Will Jordan Love be the Packers' MVP in 2025?
If you want to win the division, if you want to have home games in the playoffs, if you want to make your road to the Super Bowl easier, he has to. You can't survive that deep into the playoffs unless your quarterback's playing well.
Get all your Packers predictions here. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN and streaming live on the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube channel.
That weird Wisconsin weather is here. Snow one day, sun the next. But you can always count on Tsunami Express to keep your car clean. With 6 locations across southeastern Milwaukee, Tsunami Express helps fight that salt, grime, and mud with powerful vacuums and state-of-the-art wash technology. Technology like their best-in-class T2 with graphene for a long-lasting shine and protection. Stop at any Tsunami Express location and get your first wash free when you sign up online at TsunamiExpress.com. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Terms and conditions apply. First wash free for new members only.
Wisconsin is still cattle country, and
That's why Bunzel's chose to stay close to home to hand select the finest beef. Quality goes into everything they do, from Bunzel's expansive array of meats, homemade specialty sausages, and their award-winning beef jerky. It just isn't a proper holiday meal without Bunzel's top quality cuts on the dinner table. Tasting is believing. Visit Bunzel's at 90th and Burleigh or bunzels.com.
Great Midwest Bank has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems, a 100% locally owned and managed business technology company. The bank's IT systems administrator, Michael Quizon, comments on the value of local.
We call on them at any point, they're there. We ask them any questions that we have, they're there.
James Imaging Systems, local business technology solutions, local support, local accountability. Luther Gray, Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales for the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra.
If an issue does arise, they're very prompt, polite, and professional. It makes me feel empowered because I find it very easy to resolve something.
James Imaging Systems client, Al Leidinger, President of Matheson Manufacturing, summarized the benefit of local.
James Imaging has been a really good partner with us from the beginning.
Go with local. Go with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
As a bull rider, I prefer to do things single-handedly. That's why I love the UW Credit Union app. Doggy! It lets me check accounts, make transfers and more on the go. And if I need an extra hand, UW Credit Union has 13 Milwaukee area branches. Yippee! So, if you want simple mobile banking, mosey on over to UW Credit Union. They're here for every y'all. Federally insured by NCUA.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End of friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Let's talk about home turf. Your lawn is a reflection of your pride, hard work, and even competitive spirit. If you want a yard that makes the neighbors stop and stare, you need the right plan. That's where Weedman Lawn Care comes in. Weedman's lawn care program is kid and pet friendly, uses golf course quality fertilizer, and has an effective weed treatment to dominate any issue. Get a free quote of Weedman's winning formula for your yard at weedman.com and get 50% off your first treatment. That's weedman.com. Weedman for the win.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
He's got a Chevrolet that don't always run and the radio never turns down. He's got a pedigree that's no good for nothing, no commas in his bank account. But there's a girl at the hole in the wall where he plays. Don't take her eyes off the stage, she loves his southern drawl from north of Atlanta. That Silverado he got parked outside loves it.
844-770-3776. I want to keep going with calls. 844-770-3776. But in the interim, let's get to a couple of text messages. The question is on Twitter, and I phrased it this way just because I did think that we needed some parameters. Because are you in on DK Metcalf if he costs you a fifth-round pick and you got to pay him $21 million a year? Of course you are, right? That's peanuts. So I think we all agree that giving up your first-round pick should be a non-starter for Gute. So our current conversation, if it costs the Packers, say, a third-round pick instead of the number 23 overall pick, and $28 million a year, are you in or out on a trade for DK Metcalf? That's the question. Where are you at? I know this sounds ridiculous, but I think I'm still out. And is that my feeling for Davante Adams coloring my judgment? Is it the fact that Davante Adams cost me no draft picks that's coloring my judgment. DK Metcalf is 5 years younger than Devontae. He's 27. Devontae is 32. 5 years is a long time in the NFL. I'm open to being wrong on this, but I think I'm still out. What are you as a Packers fan? 844-770-3776. What do you got, Jesse, on the text portion of the carbless talk and text line?
So, first of all, for those of the... I'm going to put myself up here, even though Tausch is unable to be seen here at his mysterious location.
Great angle, though. And he's still connected?
Yeah, he's still connected. He's doing great. Yeah, whatever he's up to.
That's just
mysterious.
It's on the whiteboard.
I'm not going to count. We have this scoreboard that I like to put up when we do questions like this on the video stream, which I think is pretty fun. But all the YouTube dwellers want to be mad about something, even on a fantastic Friday like this. And they say, how come our votes don't count on the scoreboard? How come only the calls and the text count? Because I'm not going to go through two different video streams on YouTube and count every vote. I'm one person running the operation here. We're playing, if you want to chime in with a call or a text, that's the way we'll count your vote. We're not counting the YouTube comments.
Okay, you've stated your position very clearly.
Thank you. Now, Todd in Hartford texts in, good morning, guys. Tausch says hi.
So friendly.
I'm out on DK for the terms, first or even a third and $28 million a year being discussed. Acquiring DK Metcalf doesn't make our receiving group better. He's a stud, but he's not a leader. To not get leadership for that cost is just putting a flash in the pan. I would rather get Devontae as a free agent for $17 or $20 million, get the leadership, keep the draft pick, and use the money elsewhere for a couple of years.
Yeah. He makes a great argument. My question is this: is DK Metcalf not a great teammate? Does he have a history? Is he a diva? Like what? I guess I don't know enough about his behavior to be able to speak intelligently on whether or not there's a void of leadership that would be you'd be getting him for a big number, but not getting that aspect of his game. And I would also be curious. Gute had a chance to take him in the 2019 draft. He fell all the way to 64. 20 picks after, at number 44, Gute took Elton Jenkins. Now, I love Elton Jenkins. It was a good pick. He's a very good football player. I'd be curious how seriously he considered DK Metcalf at 44 when he was telling the story after the season about drafts and luck and everything else, and I asked him the question about, well, you traded back twice a couple years ago, and you still got Jaden Reed, but he could have gone after you traded back the way you did. And he used the example of the 2019 second round. We know he liked Drew Lock. He also said he liked Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel went before the Packers picked. Drew Lock went 2 picks to Denver before the Packers picked. They picked Elton Jenkins, and then 20 picks later, Seattle took DK Metcalf. Turned out to be a pretty damn good pick at the bottom of the second round. I'd be curious, the production, you've got 6 years of evidence now of him as a player, so that changes things. But man, what is Gute going to be willing to give up to get him? All right, let's get to a couple more text messages, Jesse.
Here's one from John in St. Louis, home of Arch Madness, Missouri Valley Conference Tournament taking place this weekend. Big game tonight.
Go Braves.
John in St. Louis, a third and $28 million for Metcalf is a no-brainer yes for me. Gute stinks at third-round picks, and DK Metcalf is a stud. I guess that's one component of saying a third-round pick that we hadn't considered.
Well, the narrative, in fairness to Gute, the narrative has shifted a bit on the third-round picks, right? Because of Tucker Kraft, right? Tucker Kraft has been a fantastic third-round pick. Now, in fairness, Marshawn Lloyd and Tyron Hopper both had uneventful, non-impact rookie seasons as third-round picks. The 2022 third-round pick was Sean Ryan. He's a starter, which you couldn't say about the Jace Sternbergers of the world and Amari Rodgers. And there's no doubt that the third round has been a desolate area for most of Gute's time as the GM. I don't think that should factor in, though, personally. I pulled third-round pick out of the air because if Diana Rossini's reporting is right, which I think it is, the Seahawks are asking for a much larger trade comp than is realistic. So they're going to have to settle for less, much like one NFL executive suggested that the Packers should ask for a third-round pick for Jair Alexander and then settle for a fourth or a fifth. Or maybe they won't get anything for him and they'll just outright release him. Jesse, you got another text that you like?
I do. Oh, Tausch is here. Hey.
Who's back?
Hey, look at that.
Guess who's back? Back again.
How was it?
Awesome. Super fun.
Can't wait to hear about it later.
Yeah,
and didn't take a lot of time either.
That's 10 minutes, right? About 10 minutes. That's what I told you I'd be. It is accurate. Let me tell you this. What I was doing is not the radio world where you can go and have log on for 30 extra minutes. This is quick and bing, 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 bing type of deal.
And nothing started. And nothing started on fire.
Not that we know of.
And there happens to be a TV camera and light behind you.
Potentially. You do the math.
Interesting.
Detective
All right, Jesse, let's get to
case.
Rex in Ixonia.
A lot of X's in Rex in Ixonia. That's fun.
Rex in effects.
If the Packers can pick up DK for a third and $28 million a year, I'm in. The going rate for receivers isn't going down, and even after a 3-year deal, DK Metcalf will be 2 years younger than Devontae is right now.
Right.
Maybe Gute is looking beyond this season and sees DK and Watson as dual threats over the top. That will open up the field for our boy, Tucker Kraft.
It's a great argument by Rex. Rex marks the spot there. If he's thinking longer term and he's thinking, okay, Watson will be back, we're going to want to keep him because we believe in him and he won't cost us as much because he doesn't have the production, and we can have DK Metcalf and Christian Watson, both burners on the outside, and maybe Jaden Reed in the slot and Tucker Kraft chewing it up like George Kittle across the middle. It's a pretty appealing idea. I like it. That one gave me... Rex, well done. Now I'm rethinking my position slightly.
I'm going to say this, Jason. This might sound crazy.
Probably.
I would rather go to San Francisco and try to grab Ayuk. His contract is done. He is available. San Francisco, basically everybody at San Francisco's got is available for the most part. And like you mentioned yesterday, that signing bonus is paid.
Yeah.
You have him signed up. Now he's coming off a knee, so I get all that. But
Indeed.
They were also in on the Ayuk sweepstakes, if I do recall, before Jordan Love got picked.
Yeah, he got picked one pick before him. Yep. All right. We'll keep going with your calls and your texts. I also want to get into the Trey Hendrickson being available.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think you and I are both smitten with him and intrigued by that possibility.
He doesn't wear gloves.
And what does that mean? What does that?
I just like it. I don't know. It's fun. It means he's tough.
Oh, is that what it means?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we like tough. Tough is good. So we'll get into that coming up because Trey Hendrickson has asked for the ability to and has been granted the ability to seek a trade. But again, trades cost compensation. You have to give up something to get someone. And what does that compensation look like? I keep going back to Deebo Samuel for a fifth.
You're going to pay more for that for Trey.
Sure, I understand, but maybe it's not. Maybe the idea of giving up first-round picks for guys, maybe that's not the case.
Lucas Van Ness in a third. Who says no?
Cincinnati? I don't know. But that I wouldn't say no to that. I'm in for that trade. But again, you're giving up a player who still could become a very good player. If you think that about Lucas Van Ness,
he's very
young.
Would you go Rashawn Gary for Trey Hendrickson straight up?
Again, big age difference.
I'm asking you. Would you?
Yes, I would. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Would you?
I would not. No. I'm a Gary believer though. So.
Yeah, I'm a doubter. But I'm a believer in Steinhoffel's, and right now, the Steinhoffel's Waukesha Clearance Center I wish I would have known this when I was in Brookfield, just nearby. It is dangerously, that's what it says here, dangerously overstocked. I don't know what that means. They must liquidate over $5 million in furniture and mattresses immediately. You can save up to, this can't be right, up to 95%? You're going to pay 5% of the original cost of an item?
No.
Get out of here. Wow. I got to get me down to Waukesha. They have to liquidate $5 million, more than that, in furniture and mattresses, and it's got to go immediately. Save up to 95% off clearance, closeouts, floor samples, and one-of-a-kinds. It all has to go. But hurry in. The sale ends. The Steinhafels Waukesha warehouse sale ends on Sunday. We'll get to Trey Hendrickson, but we'll also get to more of your calls on DK Metcalf. That's next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
On air, online, and on demand. Get all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin content anywhere you get your podcasts for free. The new Wisconsin On Demand. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to adventknows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
You can accomplish quite a lot in 6 years. You go from changing diapers to dropping your child off at school. You can get a bachelor's and a master's degree. And you can take up to 6 years to pay off your brand new Pella windows and doors at 0% interest. You get so much more than stunning windows and doors. It's the Pella experience. Talk about quality control. Pella manufactures, sells, installs, and services every product. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 3/8/25.
Introducing the newest carbless flavor, Mango Vodka. Flavored with the essence of the ripest, freshest mangoes, carbless mango vodka will transport your taste buds to a sunny beach getaway. New flavor, still the same carbless crafted cocktails with 0 carbs, 0 sugars, and only 100 calories. Enjoy a refreshing vodka cocktail without the guilt. 4 packs of the new carbless mango vodka cocktail are available in stores near you. Find your bliss today at drinkcarbless.com and escape with every sip.
It's the regular season finale for Marquette on Saturday.
Mitchell stole it. Coming the other way is Chase Ross. Showtime! This zone, he'll finish.
The number 20 Golden Eagles host number 6 St. John's, looking for a statement win. Our game day coverage starts at 10 a.m. Saturday morning with Brian D. and Marquette College Game Day. Gabe Neitzel has the Marquette Sports Network pregame show at 10:30. Tip-off with Homer and Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith happens at 11 o'clock Saturday. 94.5 ESPN is your official home for Marquette basketball. We are Marquette.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
I think people have an illusion of how good this Cowboys team is. You got to remember, they have key pieces on their team, both sides of the ball, that are going to potentially be gone this year. Zach Martin just retired. DeMarcus Lawrence is a free agent. Your leading rusher, Rico Dowdle, is a free agent. Jordan Lewis, who is a respected leader in that locker room in that secondary, is a free agent. And not to mention the other guys that are a year away from free agency that you probably better get contracts worked out with sooner rather than later. So there are a lot of issues that this team is facing from a contractual standpoint, and I struggle to see a world where they have enough resources, enough cap space to take care of all of the players that are currently on the roster and then add in the areas that they need to improve in order to be competitive with the upper echelon teams in the NFC.
Lowe's knows that your deadlines don't change, even when your job does. But with Lowe's Buy Online, Pick Up in Store, we'll help you adjust on the fly. And when you absolutely can't leave the project, we can deliver to your job site as soon as same day. Lowe's knows pros. We help, you save. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes placed by 2 p.m. for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Before we get to more calls and before we get to Trey Hendrickson, I do think that this is part of the calculus on trading for DK Metcalf or doing something else at wide receiver. You know, I think very highly of my buddy Bill Huber and the work he does at Sports Illustrated's Packers page. He's going through the wide receiver free agent class, and the pickings are slim. He points
Carl
out,
Pickens.
though...
T. Boone Pickens.
T. Boone Pickens, that's who I was going to go with.
Be nice to have T. Boone in the mix, yeah.
George Pickens.
Certainly.
R.I.P.
He certainly would help your
Who was that
NIL.
Pickens that was with the Pack? There was a Pickens back in the day, right?
No, Terry Mickens.
Mickens. Okay. Kitchens. He used to coach. Country Kitchen.
Freddie Kitchens, yeah. Jaden
Freddie,
Reed.
yeah.
Doesn't even rhyme with
Charles
any of this.
Dickens, The Christmas Carol.
Yeah. Slim Pickens.
Sam Ficken. Was going to beat out Mason.
Yeah, he took
How
over
did I
for
miss
Mason,
that
is what I
one?
was told.
Yeah, how did I miss that one today?
So Jaden Reed had, because Bill's breaking down the Packers depth chart, he had 138 yards in the opener in Brazil. He had 139 yards against the Vikings in Week 4.
Yeah,
he had 113 yards against the Lions in Week 9. After that, over the final 8 games, Jaden Reed caught
Slim
19
Pickens, am I right?
passes.
Slim Pickens from a production standpoint. All right.
19 passes for 237 yards. He had no catches in that Detroit game, and he had 1 catch for 6 yards against Minnesota.
That wasn't good. No.
In the words of legendary Packers coach Vince Lombardi, what the hell's going on out here? And did we not do a good enough job of examining this?
No. So that was one of the things, and I remember texting that, and we had this as discussion points on our show. The Jaden Reed, what the heck? Basically, I think you could probably go back, check the tape. I think we've had this conversation. And my point was, well, you don't have, it's not as if he's Sterling Sharp yet, so you find ways. But then the troubling part to me on this was, you heard Matt LaFleur say, we need to find ways to get him the ball. We have to find ways to do this because how we've had, whether it was jet sweeps, whatnot. And even with that, you still went through that productivity. In the big boy games, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
And that's concerning. It is. You could say, well, he drops all this other stuff. Young player, yeah. He had established himself. He had those big games at the beginning of the year. And there's some times you're going to have some lulls, especially younger players. Mm-hmm. The consistency's not what you want as when you get older, and it's kind of, this is what your expectations are. The fact that there was we're going to stress and emphasize finding ways to get him the ball, and then you still didn't, it's concerning. And my guess, when you're hearing urgency, that's a big component to this when it's the Jaden Reed piece, because there's nobody on this panel, and I don't think anyone listening, that doesn't think that Jaden Reed's a good wideout and is going to be a part of this group for an extended period of time. And by the way, he's not a finished product. These same conversations, had we had a show in 2015, would have been about Devontae Adams. And I'm not saying Jaden Reed's going to be Devontae. I don't see that. I think he'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
But those same conversations, Oh, maybe he's not that good. Well, his ankle was bad. I don't know if Jaden Reed was dinged up. I don't know. Nobody said anything, so you have to just take it at its word that he wasn't. But you have to let these guys grow. It is a process. And I thought one of our earlier callers mentioning the fact that Gute should have maybe done this last year. Got a pretty good point. Because last year would have been a great year for a veteran when we saw some of this swoonage at the receiver spot, the drops and the not as productive as you would hoped. Maybe that's when a veteran, James Jones, when he came back, maybe you have those guys step in and alleviate some of that pressure, because it felt like the pressure maybe overrode what we saw last year out of this group.
Let's get to a call. 844-770-3776.
You look like you had a consterned face. Anytime you do that, I'm like, what? Something just happened. You had a consterned face.
I'm trying. Okay. We're going to play trivia, and I still want to get to the Hendrickson conversation. We went from Jesse soliciting ideas for the rundown to basically talking about one thing almost the entire show, which is fine.
That'll happen.
Except we never got back to, is Mason Crosby the second most prominent player of the Rodgers era, which is where we started. But boy, did we drop that like a hot potato. Let's go to Jason and Tosa.
But is he the best kicker of all time in Packers history?
For sale?
Jason, good morning. Thanks for holding on, buddy. What do you?
Good morning, guys. Hey, I think you're starting to hit on it. I'm out on the DK Metcalf trade, not because of anything having to do with DK Metcalf, but because I think it's an act of desperation by the general manager who has screwed up the wide receiver room. We're sitting here with, I'm sorry, with Dobbs, and Jaden Reed is a nice slot receiver, hopefully, but he has drops problems. Dontavian Wicks, who knows? I mean, Jason, 2019, you keep referring to how Gute talks about he could have taken DK Metcalf, but instead he took Elton Jenkins. The real miss in that draft was he traded up to take Darnell Savage when A.J. Brown, DK Metcalf, Deebo Samuel were on the board. Then he took Jay Sternberger, one pick before Terry McLaurin. We're not here today if he takes any of those guys. Now, in addition, 2022, they were getting desperate for a wide receiver. He traded up to take Amari Rodgers. The next two picks, wide receivers after that, were Nico Collins, who's a very good receiver for the Texans, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Gute has missed over and over in the wide receiver. He inherited Devontae. We had 4 decent years of Hall of Fame or near Hall of Fame production. He has, in the wide receiver room, compared to our competitors. You've got the Eagles with A.J. Brown, who they traded the first for, Devontae Smith, a top 15 pick. The Vikings have 2 first-round picks.
Addison,
the Lions have Jamison Williams.
Yeah.
I mean,
on St. Brown.
We're not even close.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm worried that he's desperate. Someone's going to shine a spotlight on what he's done in the wide receiver room. And I'm feeling bad for Jordan Love because it feels a little bit like latter stages Aaron Rodgers. The weapons aren't there for him by any comparison to our competitors. It's not even close.
So his track record at wide receiver.
That's a big boy call right there. That's a great call.
Jason, thanks for the call. You make some really good points. His track record at wide receiver. Let's do this. 2018, Jamon Moore.
Not great.
MVS.
No. MVP guy. A lot of MVPs he brought to his teams.
Super Bowl champ.
And Equiminius St. Brown.
Amon's brother.
Podcast.
Good
Wrong
podcast.
St. Brown. No wide receivers in 2019's draft. No wide receivers in the 2020 draft.
I think we found an issue.
Amari Rodgers in the 2021 draft. Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs, and Samori Toure in the 2022 draft.
Sleeper. Great Steinhoffler.
Samori gone. Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? I'm not sure what to think of Romeo these days. And Christian Watson, who has flashed greatness, but missed a lot of time with injuries, finally was healthy for an entire season, and then tears his ACL in the finale. 23, Jaden Reed, Dontavion Wicks, Grant Dubose. Now, we both like Reed, we both like Wicks. I like Wicks more than you do, but they combined to drop 19 passes last season. 10 for Reed, 9 for Wicks.
Yeah.
So maybe they're not quite as good as we want to think that they are. And then no wide receiver in last year's draft.
Could you make the argument? And
I think
Jason
Homer has.
He just had a great call. That the difference between the big boys that we couldn't beat last year.
They got wide receivers right.
And we didn't. Is that an argument that how on earth do you fight that fight? And by the way, if I'm Philadelphia, I think seriously about trading Brown in the next year or two when he's at his peak and getting younger there, because he's good. He's obviously a stud. There's people that you don't think Mike Vrabel, who loved him in Tennessee, and that was the big breakup with him.
Yeah, you're right.
Trade him for a first and a couple, and all of a sudden reload that spot. I don't want Philly to do that. But Philadelphia, Detroit, Minnesota have all crushed at their wide receiver picks. I would say Detroit definitely 2 tiers lower than them, but Green Bay's below that. And who are the teams we couldn't beat last year?
Yeah, Detroit, Minnesota, Philly.
And Chicago, but
well, they beat them once, barely.
That's true.
By
Carl
a fingernail.
Brooks.
Let's play some trivia. Today's trivia category, because Jesse will have the Bullstream TV live video streaming coverage.
What will give us the best chance to have a week of first-timers only? Because we don't want to discourage.
If you've played before,
I'm not
don't
discouraging.
call.
No. We're not We're not in the discouraging
That's cheating.
business.
That'd be cheating.
Is it higher numbers? Is it lower numbers? Jesse, you got a pulse on this. What do we need to do?
I think we got to put it right in the middle. Caller 10. Right in the middle.
Caller 10. The category is Let's Go Bowling. Let's go bowling.
Oh, boy.
Caller 10 for 10 frames. 10
we got
pins.
Lukaczynski. We got Lukaczynski, Jay, because he's the best bowler in this whole group from what I've seen and heard. The GKB team.
Or caller 223, because that's what Jesse waltzed in and rolled.
Yeah, Wally is not the best bowler, but I don't know what you've heard.
He's the most renowned bowler.
That's fair. Caller 10 right now, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. Caller 10 plays trivia next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
We're on the Wilde and Tausch is presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio. NFL draft season is upon us.
I can tell you why LaFleur doesn't go to the combine. He doesn't have anything to do with the players that are picked. If I don't have anything to do with the players being picked, why am I wasting my time at the combine? What's the point of me being there? I need to get to know the players? No, I don't. I can get to know them when he drafts them, and then they show up, and I learn about them that way.
Get all your pre-draft scoops here. The Homer Hour, weekdays from 5 to 6 on 94.5 ESPN and streaming live on the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube channel.
Prize Picks, the best place to get real money sports action. Over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings. Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. Simple to play. Pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best way to get action on sports in more than 30 states. The app is really easy to use. To create a lineup, all you have to do, pick more or less on a few player stats for your shot to win up to 1,000 times your money. PrizePicks is the best place to win cash while watching sports. Join over 10 million users and sign up today. Combine your favorite basketball players with players from baseball and hockey, esports, and much, much more. Second half of the basketball season is here, and the race to the playoffs is heating up on PrizePicks, the best place to cash in on your favorite sports. And don't miss your chance to cash in as the league's best fight for playoff positioning. Download the app today. Use code WI to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, run your game.
An infrared sauna in your home? Turn that dream into a reality with Good Health Saunas. ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta here. My infrared sauna from Good Health Saunas has changed my life. An easy-to-install sauna that's great for post-workout, travel, or long-day detoxification. See their variety of sauna options at the Realtors Home and Garden Show, March 21st through the 30th at State Fair Park, or visit goodhealthsaunas.com/Jen and get $500 to $800 off. That's goodhealthsaunas.com/Jen.
American Family Insurance is a lot like Captain America. He protects the world.
It's just doing my job.
And we help protect your dreams with amazing auto and home coverage. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com. And see Marvel Studios' Captain America Brave New World.
Suit up. We need to move.
In theaters February 14th. This film is not yet rated.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Let's talk about home turf. Your lawn is a reflection of your pride, hard work, and even competitive spirit. If you want a yard that makes the neighbors stop and stare, you need the right plan. That's where Weedman Lawn Care comes in. Weedman's lawn care program is kid and pet friendly, uses golf course quality fertilizer, and has an effective weed treatment to dominate any issue. Get a free quote of Weedman's winning formula for your yard at weedman.com and get 50% off your first treatment. That's weedman.com. Weedman for the win.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Wow, this has never happened. Jesse didn't tell me who our contestant is. He wants to dramatically reveal whether we got our fifth consecutive first-time caller or not. He's got a flair for the dramatic. So without further ado, it's time for trivia.
Do you think we did it?
I think, given your history, I'm going to say that we didn't do it and you wanted to create drama and there isn't any. That's my gut reaction.
Scuba Chad. I think Scuba Chad is going to be the guy to break this up.
Ruining it.
Please welcome first-time contestant.
Let's go
in Stoughton.
Who?
Let's go.
Paul
hey
in Stoughton.
Oh, hey, how are you guys doing today?
We're great, and we're excited. A clean sweep of the week, all first-time contestants. Paul,
wow.
Thank you for your service, and good luck here.
That's funny. How's it going, Tausch?
Doing awesome, Paul. Doing fantastic.
You guys know each other?
My son and his son will actually play against each other in football.
Is your son better?
Yeah.
Great question.
They play different positions.
Oh, what does your son play?
Yeah. He's going to play tight end and middle linebacker.
Yeah, but like Trey Hendrickson's better than Bo Melton.
All right, Paul.
Whoa, Nelly!
I don't know what you know about bowling, but here we
Used
go.
to bowl a lot when I was younger.
All right, well, then maybe this will help your cause. Jesse is going to be on the call of the... Why is it at two different locations, Jesse? Boys and girls?
Well,
Division 1, 2?
There are limited amounts of centers that are actually large enough to hold the entire tournament. So we will be at Rolling Thunder Lanes in Neenah.
Thunder. Feel the thunder.
That's where the actual championship Sunday will be taking place. Everybody will be there. But throughout this weekend, including starting today and actually just in a little bit this afternoon, they'll be split between Neenah and Oshkosh for the
we
state
like the Oshkosh one. That's a nice facility.
I do like. That's where I bowled my 300 game last year.
9-pin tap.
9-pin tap, yes.
All right, let's go here. Paul, question 1 in Let's Go Bowling. What is the popular term for a bowler getting 3 consecutive strikes? 3
Oh, I know this one.
consecutive strikes.
I know this one.
Don't spoil it, Tausch.
Is it an eagle, a turkey, or an albatross?
B turkey.
Yeah.
Correct the mundo.
Gobble, gobble. Gobble,
Right.
gobble.
Question 2. Which bowler, known for his chirpy and rebellious personality, infamously said, "Who do you think you are? I am," after winning the U.S. Open title in 2012? Was that chirpy and rebellious personality?
Just wait a second. You give me grief about going J.R. Ewing? You're talking about some bowling champ from the 2012s?
It is a very popular meme in the bowling
famous
community.
moment in bowling history.
So is J.R. Ewing and Who Shot J.R. in TV history.
The bowler in question, the chirpy and rebellious bowler in question, is it Norm Duke, Walter Ray Williams, or Pete Weber?
Go C. I have no idea.
It is Pete Weber. Well done, son of Dick
Pete,
Weber.
They called him Pistol Pete.
Okay.
I thought that was Pete Maravich, but tomato. I've heard it both ways.
Norm Duke was our special guest a couple of years ago on Bullstream TV's coverage of the Wisconsin High School State Championships.
Yeah, and when Wally was bowling at Tower Lanes in Beaver Dam, I called him Walter Ray Luczynski.
It's pretty good.
Luczynski.
All right.
All right. Question 3.
Tausch, can you name a bowler and play with us here or no?
Come on.
No.
Earl Anthony.
Come on.
Weber. Pete Weber.
Dick Weber. Okay. Question 3.
Chris Weber.
George Weber. Question 3.
Shout out to my dad for this one. We'll talk about it after the question's done.
Okay.
Ushering in.
Ushering in.
Yeah.
There you go.
Question 3. What is the best score you can achieve in a single standard game of bowling without throwing a strike?
Oh, great question.
Is it 190, 199, or 200?
The 199.
I don't know, is it?
Yeah.
I feel like this is like an insta fact check. Like, I want this insta fact checked. I'm sure he's right, but I want this insta fact.
So it doesn't need to be, because here's the deal.
Oh, God.
Right.
9 spare, 9 spare, 9 spare, 9 spare.
My dad, who was a bowling coach for the Muskego program and an usher. He was an usher at AmFam
Did he
Field
favor
back in the day, yes.
Did he favor the coach's kid, or did he get after your
No,
ass
in fact,
more?
he notoriously made a very poor decision that cost us a JV match when the one of the only matches he ever coached that I was actually on the team for.
And he sat you.
Yeah, well, no, I played, but he sat our best bowler, and we had a chance to win it at the end. It was a very controversial decision.
You're clearly over it.
It's the difference in JV and varsity, I suppose. So he asked me this question when I was a kid, and he told me the answer was 199. So when I worked at our sister station, WBEV in Beaver Dam, one of the first times I filled in for Uncle Bill doing the morning news show, there was a trivia question we had to ask every day and come up with. I said, I've got a great trivia question. It's my favorite question. What's the best score you can get in bowling without throwing a strike? It's a 199. And so someone called in. They said 190. I said, sorry, that's incorrect. Someone called in, said 199. That's correct. There was a revolt from the good people of Dodge County who fact-checked me filling in for Uncle Bill on the WBEV morning show, confirming that it is, in fact, a 190 and not a 199.
Okay. So wait a minute.
So I blame my dad for instilling the incorrect information in me when I was a kid, and then it was taken out on the good people of Dodge County who had to fact-check me in my first ever instance of needing to be fact-checked for radio trivia.
First of many. That's for sure. So just to be fair to Paul, if George was in charge of today's trivia, he'd have been 3 for 3.
Correct. Yeah.
All right. Well, unfortunately, George not in charge of trivia. So, Paul, you, like I think every other contestant this week, not only are you a first-time contestant, but you got 2 out of 3 right. So you have 3 of the possible 4 entries into the drawing, and I think everyone is a first-time contestant with 3 possible entries in the drawing.
That is the case. Yes.
That's amazing. Paul, good luck. We appreciate you. This was fun. Hope you play again, buddy.
Thank you. Hey, the whole thing with DK, why not go all out this year? Why not go all out this year, get DK and Adams, and then draft later on? I mean, because picks are on, who knows what the pick's going to be. Why not just go out this year and get those 2?
Yeah. Hey, let's do it. All in.
I mean, picks are unproven, right? You can be a bust. So why not go get 2 stars and just go for it all? And then also rebuild your O-line.
I want Jamar Chase, too. I mean, if we're doing this, I also want Jamar Chase. That's fair.
I agree.
All our picks.
Can we get Josh Allen? Can we give up Josh Allen for Jordan Love?
Yeah, I would make that trade. I'd make that trade from Green Bay.
I mean, I'm uncertain about Dobbs now because of his whole concussion thing. Watson, I understand he can be a threat, but he's hurt all the time. And Wicks, he drops cities at times. So why not?
Jason.
Yeah.
Drop City.
Drop City, USA, as Tausch would say. Paul, good luck, buddy. We appreciate you. Thanks.
All right, thank you, guys. Have a good day.
All right, we got to kick off the 11 o'clock hour.
One thing I noticed, our first-timers, not as many love yous. I don't know if you noticed that. Not getting the same
They're
love
new to
views.
the game, maybe. Maybe they're just new to the game.
Except who said LYG earlier this week?
Yeah, I like that.
Good. Yeah.
And by the way, I love when a trivia contestant will bring up something about what we're talking about, too. I thoroughly enjoy that.
Yeah, well. What are we? It's 11:05. I'm trying to get to the break.
Meow.
Meow, 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 meow. We'll kick off the 11 o'clock hour in 2 minutes, so stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to adventknows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
No shortcuts, no compromises, just the job done right. At Exterior Pros, we don't just meet expectations, we crush them. Every nail, every window, every shingle is a step toward your home's next chapter. From the moment we start until that final reveal, we're committed to making your home better than ever. Quality products and craftsmanship you can count on. Go to the pros for your next project. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group.
I have a question for you business owners. How do your books look? Are they ready for your tax return to be prepared? Did you and your accountant talk during the year and develop a plan to minimize your tax bill? Or does this sound like you? You can never get a hold of your business, improve cash flow, have less stress, and live a better life? We can help. Call us at 414-325-2040 or visit neilgroup.net to book a meeting and see if we can help. The first meeting is free. Don't wait, do it now. That's 414-325-2040 or nealgroup.net.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. Kyle Bruston Nortman. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Clock out of Wilde and Tausch begins now. How's it going for you?
Doing awesome. How are you?
Great. Can't wait for the big reveal of what you were up to at some sort of television studio in the greater Green Bay Metroplex. We'll find that out when we get to Feelgood Friday, painted by Holman Lindsay Paints.
Spoiler alert.
You pointed out the TV camera and the light in the background when he left, and you still had the video stream.
We were putting the clues together. He said it's not like the world of radio where things are ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Thought we were pretty clear on. We thought
Blues Clues.
Still figuring it all out.
By the way, speaking of blue, Brian Bulaga, great addition to our team. We're so happy to have him. But I got a text from James Campen this morning, and he calls him Bull. Was that a commonplace thing? Bull instead of blue?
It started off like beluga whale, and then it went to blue because we're all kind of lazy, and then I think it was bull. So, yeah, I think there's anything that began with a B, I think was fair game. I got a text from Campy earlier this morning, too.
Does he know you're in town?
Funny.
Is he going to? He's not in Green Bay.
I also got a text from James Campen.
That's interesting. What did he say to you?
I lied. I didn't.
Well, honestly, the text string that I'm on, it's a eclectic cast of characters. I'm not at liberty to share what was all said, but let's just say we were very happy to hear that Campy's doing well. That's all I'm going to say. He's doing really good. So that's great to hear.
Yeah, I got to see him through the magic of video when we did a charity event last week, and Brian Bulaga, Bull, and Corey Lindsley were involved, so that was awesome, and we all love Campy on here, even though Jesse didn't get a text message from him. I'm curious, when you look at this whole conversation that we've spent the 2 hours on wide receiver, what's the opportunity cost if you do go get DK Metcalf? Because that probably, since it would also require a trade to get Trey Hendrickson, means you're out on Trey Hendrickson. And again, maybe Gute has no interest in Trey Hendrickson. I think he should. But if you do this, how much less capable are you of fixing the other holes in your roster?
I don't think it's as big of a deal, but the Packers have plenty of cap space.
Mm-hmm.
They do want to get more picks, there's no doubt. So if you're giving up the Corbin package, a first and a third, it limits you. If you end up giving up a third, then I start wondering if Gute thinks about maybe trading that one and trying to grab more twos, because not a doubt in my mind, he wants more picks. He said that. But you're looking at how can we address these spots and still continue to add young players. The thing that you were doing when you went through that litany of Gute picks at wideout, there was a 2-year void where you didn't take any cracks at it. And that doesn't happen often. Just like you don't see that with offensive linemen. Typically, Green Bay will always draft one or two, regardless of how good their group is, because things change quickly in this league. 2 years, and then you end up, you're kind of banking on Devontae being the guy for a couple of those, and he did, and he was.
He was, yeah.
But, man, things can get dicey quickly, and they did. And then you thought you had some home runs and maybe you had singles when it comes to the rest of your wide receiving core, and you hope that they're able to leg these in and steal and get some runs out of it. But as we sit here now, that hasn't been the case. So I think if you end up going, and I've said this the entire time, I think you're going to see one big splash and then a lot of ripples that will affect your football team in a positive way. But I don't think there's any mistaking. If this team is going to get a lot better and be a Super Bowl contender, it's not going to be because they made one big splash free agent move. It's going to be because the young guys on this roster got better, and Jordan Love got better, and the offense gets a lot better. The development of these picks from the last 2 drafts, they're going to need to take steps. And if they don't, because for all that we've said about Philadelphia, and Philadelphia's roster was stacked. We said that all year. Their roster was better than Green Bay's. They got a lot of productivity from first and second year players. A lot. And those guys, while they weren't Saquon and they weren't Zach Bond, there's a lot of guys, whether it was Cooper DeJean, the other dude, the defensive back that I keep forgetting his name.
Quinyon Mitchell.
They were early picks and jumped right into roles, and that was a big reason why they were able to win a championship. That's still going to be the case with Green Bay. Those guys need to take the step. Trey Hendrickson come in, be a great player, and that's awesome, but it's still going to be those other guys needing to take steps in order to make this team a Super Bowl contender.
So do they need Trey Hendrickson? Do they need him? Do they need him more than they need DK Metcalf?
Yes.
I agree. So will they do that? 30-year-old pass rusher. What's Gute going to do there? Again, 27-year-old wide receiver versus 32. Is he willing to go against his type to do some things because of his urgency statement? That's the other part of this.
I just believe he'll do one. I don't think he's going to go and do a Metcalf deal and then also a Trey Hendrickson. I think if you're going to move pieces, not pick up a Bosa or Devontae or something that's not going to cost you anything but the financial part, he's only going to get one crack at that. And if it's Hendrickson, if it's Metcalf, whoever it might be, I think he's only going to do one. Then you look at what are our next best options in the Devontae realm, which is signing guys that have been released. Jonathan Allen from Washington just got released. He's younger. He's going to be expensive. Is he the answer? You're not going to have to give up picks to get him. And that's why I just, Trey Hendrickson's, the reports are it's going to take a second, maybe an early third to get him. But that's not the only opportunity cost, as you put it. It's going to be another $30 million a year. You saw what Max Crosby got. That's the price of doing business. And we have to kind of get over the fact that this is what it costs. It's just a matter of, is it the right guy? We will pay for the right guy. I'm happy Gute paid for the right guys last year. It was great.
He did.
It helped our team.
Do you think that increases his likelihood of doing it again?
Yes. You have success in something, you're much more likely to dab back in that same well than if you don't. That water tastes pretty sweet last year, didn't it?
It did, and it was vitamin fortified. The problem that I have, and I was saying this to Homer and Gabe this morning on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, I don't like feeling like I don't really know what the hell he's going to do. Because what I don't want to do is get people's hopes up. Like, I feel like with Ted, unless it went completely out of left field.
You want to just be suppressed all the time?
No. With Ted, I feel like I always had a pretty good idea. Well, he's not doing this. Nope, he's not doing this.
So you'd rather have no hope of happening than
I'm not
knowing?
No, that's not what I'm saying. From the job that we have.
Said. Oh, okay.
Before I was rudely interrupted.
Yeah, right.
But I don't want to create false hope. So if Davante Adams, this is why I sent that text. You could question and quibble with the way I phrased it. But I don't want to get people's hopes up about Davante Adams if Gute has zero interest in him. None. Nada. Zip. Trey Hendrickson, to me, makes a lot of sense. Because he also makes Rashawn Gary better and potentially more productive. And he makes Kenny Clark and LVN more productive. And if it's only a second or a third, I would rather give up a third for him than give it up for DK Metcalf. Because I think the pass rush, if you can win with 4, opens up a realm of possibilities. I'd rather not have to give up a pick and take an older Devontae Adams to fix my wide receiver position. That allows me to give up 1 draft pick and fix 2 positions. As opposed to if I give up a draft pick for DK Metcalf, I've only fixed 1.
Why do you think Schefter's report that you said on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning is that the Packers aren't as intrigued as maybe we'd like to think that they should be?
Yeah, I can only assume he's
too
talked
old?
to people that have given him that vibe, and that he's 32 years old, and Gute just doesn't believe in age. Age is more than a number. Age is a disqualifier for him. That's me guessing.
Good thing he's not the GM of the Lakers, am I right?
Well, maybe they can get Doncic in another trade, and they can get Doncic here.
Thank you, Kay.
I love that laugh. It's not as good as Mark Murphy, but it's pretty good. All right.
You want to hear them together?
It's a whole room full of laughter. All right, Jesse, do you really want to play Where's Wilde, or would you rather keep going with people's talk and text line responses on the carbless talk and text line?
I do not want to play Where's Wilde anymore. No, we'll play
Because
that.
you don't have the audio.
Yeah, we'll play that on Monday or Tuesday or sometime next week.
You know who our cousin sub of the day is on Monday, right?
Well,
I'm not going to lie. I'm already very nervous about that.
I think you should probably hold off on that for the time being. FYI. That's why we typically don't. That's why we typically don't talk about.
I wasn't going to say who is scheduled to appear. I wasn't even going to mention it.
Yeah, you were.
No,
Don't
I wasn't.
Why
I swear to God, I wasn't.
Jesse.
But I'm nervous about this person, not
Jesse.
because I'm worried about him showing. It's because 3 hours is a long time to put up with me for this person.
Jesse. He was going to say it, wasn't he?
I was not going to say it.
Nelly. Why is he so afraid of you? I don't get this.
I wasn't going to say it. All right.
Yes, you were.
We're going to do whatever Jesse wants to do. So, Jesse, what do you want to do?
Let's review what some of the fans are saying, because we haven't checked the text line here in a moment, and there's some thoughts on Trey Hendrickson, on DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
I think we should circle back for some of that.
I also would like to let you know how that poll turned out yesterday about Dontavion Wicks and Jaden Reed. There was some separation, but not much. Just like there's separation between the morning when Tausch is drinking his favorite beverage, which is a hot, piping hot, delicious Karuba coffee, and his beverage he might drink in the evening, which, of course, is a Blue Mountain Sparkling Coors Light.
You know, it's Coors Light's getting warm out. You got to make sure you're drinking Coors Light. Get those mountains blue. Look at that can, the silver bullet. I like the 16-ounce wide mouth, and then the Blue Mountain just popping off. That's when you know Coors Light is chilled to perfection. That's why it is always Coors Light in my hand when I need a moment to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company. Go then, Colorado.
We'll check the text line and check the poll next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
On air, online, and on demand. Get all your favorite ESPN Wisconsin content anywhere you get your podcasts for free. The new Wisconsin On Demand. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you. All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
American Family Insurance is a lot like Captain America. He protects the world.
It's just doing my job.
And we help protect your dreams with amazing auto and home coverage. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com. And see Marvel Studios' Captain America: Brave New World.
Suit up. We need to move.
In theaters February 14th. This film is not yet rated.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You can accomplish quite a lot in 6 years. You go from changing diapers to dropping your child off at school. You can get a bachelor's and a master's degree. And you can take up to 6 years to pay off your brand new Pella windows and doors at 0% interest. You get so much more than stunning windows and doors. It's the Pella experience. Talk about quality control. Pella manufactures, sells, installs, and services every product. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 3/8/25.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is hosting another Scramble tournament with $1,000 in cash prizes available. Hey ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Ellison, and Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center invites you to play in a two-man scramble at TPC Sawgrass, all from their comfortable golf simulators. Grab a friend and sign up today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com. The tournament costs $120 per pairing and is happening now through March 31st. Your winter chance to play TPC Sawgrass awaits. WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Norman here with some great news from my friends at Bank 5-9. For a limited time, you can earn as much as 4.8% on one of their CD specials. With 9, 17, and 25-month options, you're sure to find a CD that fits your needs while you earn a great return. It's simply another way Bank 5-9 is making lives better in our communities. Hurry! These high rates won't last long. Check out bank59.com/CD for more details. Member FDIC.
Want to know where the snow is? Snow River Mountain Resort in Michigan's UP is buried in it over 125 inches of pure natural powder this season alone. Skip the airport hassle and head to the UP's only resort with high-speed lifts. We're talking deep snow, zero crowds, and a season that stretches well into April. Why fly south when winter's best-kept secret is right here in your backyard? Make this spring break legendary at Snow River Mountain Resort. Snow River Mountain Resort, where the snow stays longer and the lines move faster. Visit snowriver.com to book now.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Jesse, what have we heard on the carbless talk and text line? Carbless lists is more.
So believe it or not, there's actually the entire first page of it right now is people trying to fact check the 190 versus 199 bowling score argument. This is like a nightmare all over again 10 years later from when I did this in Beaver Dam. No, it's not right.
No, but I'm saying I knew that there were going to be people that wanted to fact check you because I wanted to fact check you.
Yes.
Wait, have you done the 10 frames and done and yes. Scored it yourself right there?
Because people were texting it. I did it myself here. I mathed it all out here. This is bowling math here. You can read this. So 9 pins, so 19 all the way up to here. You have a 171 going into the final frame. You have a 152 in the 8th with a spare in the 9th. So it's up to, you add the 9 from the first ball in the 10th frame, so you're up to a 171. You get the spare, that's 10 pins in the 10th, plus 9 more, 19 pins in the final frame, 190, not a 199. You're all wrong. You say it's a 199. It's a 190.
Including you and your dad, who were once
Including my dad. Yes, believe me, my dad's gotten a lot of grief from me over the years for how foolish I felt when I did this in Beaver Dam. Now, he can have comfort in knowing so many people, including Tausch, would think he was still right.
Are dumb like him.
Yeah. It's 190.
No, I just knew that this would be controversial. We went bowling during the COVID era, and they didn't have screens. Everything now is so high tech, right? They handed you an old scorecard. They gave you a piece of paper, said, here you go. And nobody knew how to do it. I still don't. And I should, but I don't. So, Jesse, just because you threw a slab of paper up and said that's what it is, I'm sorry, that's not Einstein putting together this equation. Okay? It's just not.
So I Googled it, and it has, how the Google now has the AI translator that pops up at the top, and it gives you like the quick AI overview answer. So I Googled it. I said, what's the best score you can get in bowling without getting a strike? It says 190. Someone else sends me
What is Jason doing back there? Is he like packing?
Trying to fix my chair. I broke my chair. Broke my chair.
Someone else sends me a screenshot on the text line with the exact same thing typed into Google, and the response says a 199.
Yeah.
So Google's wrong about it, but Google's playing both sides of this argument. You can't do that.
What did Grok? And then check if Chad GPT. We got a bunch of different deals
It's
now.
a 190.
And Scuba Chad.
Mike and Madison, I love you boys. You've been on the Devontae trade for a while. Bring him back. I agree that there needs to be veteran presence in the locker room. Do you honestly think Gute would apologize to Devontae?
No, he doesn't need to apologize to Devontae. It's a business. You apologize by paying him his money and have him come in. That's the apology.
Pay that man his money.
You think Jason, does Devontae want an apology? Devontae wants an opportunity.
He wants a job.
Yeah.
He wants to win. He wants to get a gold jacket. Apology is what apology is even lower on the list than
West Coast.
West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
I think, yeah.
John in Brownsville.
It wasn't even me.
No, I know.
All right, I'm gonna put this text up here for you in a minute. I think I don't know how I feel about this one, so we're gonna need.
Is there profanity in it?
No, he's trying to do an analogy here.
Ooh, I love that.
And he goes Kwik Trip with the analogy.
Okay,
but I'm not sure I get it.
Mini tacos.
So
I like the mini.
This is about the DK Metcalf potential trade here. So why would you splurge on the chicken tenders at the Kwik Trip hotspot when the rib sandwich is on sale and you know it's always good? Might even be able to afford a Quickery muffin. Get Devontae Adams and look for a D end instead of DK Metcalf. I
understand what John's saying.
I totally know what he's going for.
Yeah, and you know what the great thing is at these hotspots, everything's great. Yes, some things cost more. Players cost more. Yeah. And it comes back to, if I'm really hankering for those tenders, I probably want to go on Wednesday. If I'm really hankering for a rotisserie chicken, I'm going Monday. But if it's a Thursday and I'm not really in the mood, or, weekends, they do the brats and the hot dogs. That's kind of their special on the weekends. If I'm not in the mood for that, I'm going to go get a chicken tender, or I'm going to go get something. The apps are on sale till the 10th. I'll get some mozzie sticks, and I'll maybe throw a coffee and some Dunkers in. You have to look at what, if you really are in the mood for those tenders, you go, and the tenders are going to make you whole. Go get the tenders. If you're just hungry and want a great meal, look around and say, ooh, yeah, that rib sandwich is dynamite, and it's only here for a certain amount of time. I'm going to pounce on that. So I think it's a great analogy. Well done.
Wait, is the rib sandwich at Kwik Trip like another rib sandwich somewhere else where it's only intermittently, or do they have it all the time? Just a matter of whether you hit the hot spot at the right time.
It's there pretty frequently.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Potatoes for sale.
I've heard that.
Potatoes for sale.
Indeed. And dunkers.
One more here from Ron in Sun Prairie.
Guy.
Maybe. Oh, he does say Guy.
Guyev.
Maybe. Guyev.
He's a Russian operative.
Maybe Gute needs to get a different scout team. Ultimately, he makes the last decision. But all these terrible receiver picks, maybe that's on his scout team for not being very good judgers of talent. Ron and Sun Prairie. What do we make of that coming after the scout team?
I disagree with Ron's premise. I think, again, as Jason, one of our callers earlier in the show pointed out, it's a glaring difference.
It is.
Between the big boys that beat us consistently this season and where we're at. But I'm not going to sit here and besmirch. Like, our receiving core is nice. It's good. Not great. Not great. And you want to have some people emerge. I said all last year, we're waiting for the cream. Get that good butter fat. Make that good cheese. Make that good ice cream. Yeah. And milk. And milk's good. Milk is nutritious. But were we ladling off great, creamy, luxurious ice cream? We weren't. There isn't. And, I used to have ice milk. My mom would get us ice milk. It's fine, but it ain't ice cream. We need ice cream. We need to get our freezer stocked with some good, luxurious, thick, and creamy ice cream. We don't have that. Those other places do. It's coming out their ears. We got ice milk and some gallons of milk in our fridge. That's what we got.
Did you feel out-analogied by John in Brownsville, and so you felt like you had to deliver an analogy there to try and reclaim your throne?
No, but I thought mine was pretty good because if you recall, and my memory not great, as you guys know, I had said all last year, I can't wait to see the cream rising to the top, and talked a lot about butterfat.
A lot of butterfat.
That's obviously a big farming. That's farming, and drinking that milk right off the bulk tank back in the old days.
Right off the udder.
Good stuff, man. You needed some cream, and I don't know, Jason. Was there any cream top of that bulk tank that we ladled last year, or is it all milk?
I wasn't there. I wasn't doing any ladling.
No, I'm talking about the receivers.
Oh, I don't remember going to the farm with you. Sorry.
You talk about a fish out of water. That'd be you.
Hey, I walked a cow once at the state fair. I don't think that there was a whole lot of butterfat rising to the top. The idea that butterfat is a good thing, it just doesn't sound like it should be a good thing.
Well, you're wrong, but okay. Everything you love in the dairy world is going to have a little tinge of butterfat to it. When you're talking ice cream and that good creamy butter, yeah, that's where it's at.
Yeah, Grassland Dairy.
Yep.
Great partner of Wilde and Tausch. All right, that is it of the analogy off.
I'm told Grok says it's a 190 for the bowling score, so Grok's got that going for it.
Okay.
How did your guy Elon settle on Grok?
You'd have to ask him. I don't know.
What a weird.
I didn't ask him. Gronk. Yeah, I think maybe Gronk.
He's doing a lot of media these days.
Maybe he's
very busy.
Maybe he's a Patriots fan.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gronk.
We will get to Whoa Nelly, and then we will finally get the details on what good deed Tausch is doing at a local Green Bay television station with Feelgood Friday, painted by Holman Lindsay Paints. Those are both still ahead. Stick around.
Wilde and Tausch continues next on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance.
Mark Tauscher here, and these days I am sleeping better than ever. I am so thankful I met with the great team at Advent to help solve my sleeping problems. The Advent team is so great to work with, and their consultations are very informative. The Advent team listened to my struggles, and rather than forcing a surgery, they helped me find the best solution for a better night's sleep. My family and I are so thankful the solutions from Advent worked. To see how they can help you with snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems, go to adventknows.com, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Your current car, soon to be your old car. A new car? Better start looking. But you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with free credit score and score monitoring on most new consumer checking accounts. Because when you know you need to make a big purchase, knowing your credit score puts you in the driver's seat. You've got this with free credit monitor from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
At the Knickerbocker Hotel, we believe your stay should be as convenient and luxurious as possible. Whether you're planning a small meeting or a special event, our versatile space is perfect for any occasion. Start your day with a delicious meal at the Nick Restaurant and Bar, or unwind at the Nick Salon and Spa. Wanting to stay active? Their 24-hour fitness center is always available. If you need something custom made or alterations made, there's a tailor on site. The Knickerbocker, where every detail is designed with your comfort in mind. For more information and to book your next stay, visit knickerbockeronthelake.com.
How would you like to own a jewelry store? Kessler's Diamonds is an employee-owned company.
And Kessler's is growing. Are you the kind of person we're looking for?
Does it make you happy to make other people happy? Are you a problem solver?
Would you like to wake up every morning knowing that you're going to help a lot of people find joy today?
Kessler's Diamonds is people serving people. Keep in mind that Kessler's is owned by its employees. So let me ask you this. Are you a good enough leader that you can be an owner who leads other owners?
Don't worry, you don't have to know about diamonds. We can teach you about diamonds. But the people we're looking for aren't looking for a job.
Did someone pop into your head just now? Do you think you might know who we're looking for?
Give that person a call.
Send them an email. Tell them to walk into Kessler's Diamonds and say to the person who greets them,
I think I want to work here.
Welcome to Kessler's. A fantastic place to buy jewelry and a wonderful place to work.
For the store nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hey, this is Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. One of the best decisions I've made was getting an infrared sauna from Good Health Saunas. Based right in Appleton and Waukesha, they're locally owned for 2 decades. Good Health Saunas are easy to install, cost as little as 25 cents a day, and even include a true lifetime warranty. Learn about Good Health Saunas options at goodhealthsaunas.com/Jen. And you can get $500 to $800 off your purchase. Or see them for yourself, March 21st through 30th at the Realtors Home and Garden Show at State Fair Park. Remember, that's goodhealthsaunas.com/Jen.
Prize Picks, the best place to get real money sports action. Over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings. Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. Simple to play. Pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best way to get action on sports in more than 30 states. The app is really easy to use. To create a lineup, all you have to do, pick more or less on a few player stats for your shot to win up to 1,000 times your money. Prize Picks is the best place to win cash while watching sports. Join over 10 million users and sign up today. Combine your favorite basketball players with players from baseball and hockey, esports, and much, much more. Second half of the basketball season is here, and the race to the playoffs is heating up on Prize Picks, the best place to cash in on your favorite sports. And don't miss your chance to cash in as the league's best fight for playoff positioning. Download the app today. Use code WI to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Missed any of the show? Find us on Wisconsin On Demand wherever you get your podcasts. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
Time now for Whoa Nelly with Jesse.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa Nelly
on Wilde and Tausch.
Anyone who says I wouldn't have beat Strofe in that combine last week should have seen me on reverse cam just now running to my desk to get the cheese fry helmet.
You're definitely going to beat Strofe in the 3-cone. There's not a doubt about that.
Tomorrow is Senior Day at the Kohl Center and at Fiserv Forum for Wisconsin and Marquette men's basketball. What, Tausch?
No, I mean, I just made a comment, and I didn't even get, like, an acknowledgement that I might as well have just been like a bird on a windowsill.
You've become increasingly higher maintenance on positive feedback.
I know. I don't love it either. I'm not happy with myself.
I appreciate your kind words and support, Tausch. I do agree I would have beaten Strofe, especially in that 3-cone drill.
Why do we have to keep beating up Strofe about this? Like, I feel like you're beating a slow, elderly runner.
Whoa,
I get nothing for that.
Now you're
Runs
good.
like a 78-year-old
This is
woman.
what we're doing now. Awkward silence and then bird on a window. Go ahead, Jelly.
Tomorrow is senior day at both the Kohl Center and Fiserv Forum for Wisconsin and Marquette men's basketball. I would like to propose that we change how we celebrate seniors and senior day for college sports teams. Because I think the emotion that goes into the pregame festivities
counterproductive.
It can hinder the performance of the team playing with a little added pressure.
I agree.
In the game, you're going through, your parents are walking out with you, you're receiving the recognition, knowing it kind of sets in even before tip, like this is my last game at the Kohl Center. I think there should be an entirely separate ceremony that takes place not on game day for the seniors being recognized and celebrated at the Kohl Center or at Camp Randall or at Fiserv Forum, wherever you play your home games. Flush it or flesh it, old T.
Yeah, it's idiotic. It's dumb. So, I don't. So you expect?
Thank you for your kind support and feedback.
You get at least
might as well be a bird on a window.
At least I said something. I didn't just pass it by like it was nowhere to be found. You're asking people, 80,000 folks, to come in November 30th or December 3rd, after the season's over, to come and acknowledge all of the trainers and everybody else at the end of the season and give them rounds of applause for 3 minutes, and then everybody goes home. That's your big thing.
I am sure the good people at the University of Wisconsin or at Marquette or at UW-Milwaukee or Bradley or wherever we are would find a way to make it a little more worthwhile than a 3-minute ceremony.
Well, what are you
that
gonna
people
do?
would come in for.
What are you going to do?
So UW Green Bay's women had their senior day. We were there. Sid and her team went. It was very difficult for me because I had a not helicopter, and I got all their tickets for them to all sit together, and then I sat somewhere else. And even though we were in the same arena, I still struggled.
Writing an article up by the hot dog stand?
No, I watched the game with two buddies of mine. It was fun. But they introduced them as seniors. They came out before the game, but it was very brief. And then after the game, they had a whole to-do where they had a lengthy program. Now, they fortunately won. They beat Purdue-Fort Wayne to win the regular season title. But I did like that it was mostly after the game that they did most of the stuff for the exact reason you're saying. And in fairness, they did win the game. They got down 12-2 to open the game. In part because I'm guessing emotions were high. So they had 6 seniors on their team.
And I thought of doing it after the game first.
What did your dad do for the bowling team?
Well, the JV.
Do it in the fifth frame?
The JV squad. I don't know. There weren't many seniors on the JV squad. I don't know if he ever had a senior day to celebrate.
Okay.
So you could do it after the game, but you got to know you're going to win the game. You don't want to be celebrating.
So schedule Penn State.
Here's this 6 group of great seniors who just got their butts kicked by 23 today. Let's go celebrate them and all their accomplishments. That's not going to feel right.
It's fair. It's a fair point.
That's why I think it needs to be a separate ceremony. Needs to be a
separate ceremony.
Yeah, but then none of the fans are there.
You can
ask
have
80,000 people to come back and do that and then go home.
Make it almost like a pep rally kind of deal. Have some kind of giveaway. Celebrate the great accomplishments.
This is an
Maybe
unrealistic
combine
idea.
Sports. Do it among several Badger sports so everybody gets to have it all. Senior Day could be an entire thing at the Kohl Center for the football team.
You mean graduation day?
So now you're getting somewhere. Now you're
keep cooking with
flushing
gas.
This out. Keep going, and you'll get to somewhere that's palatable for everybody. But
have a concert,
the bottom line is
marching band.
Jesse, parents like to have the picture with the last game in uniform, out with 80,000 fans in the background. And if your kid's got to deal with a little bit of nerviness early in the game, so be it. That's not going to win or lose you games. Is it ideal? No, it's super emotional. There's no doubt about it. But guys will rise to that. And I think you can use that emotion in a positive way just the same as you can in a negative way.
I'm saying it can impact the win and loss. What if Purdue loses tonight to Illinois? The Badgers need a win tomorrow to secure the double bye to the quarterfinal round of the Big Ten tournament. And because they celebrate the seniors before the game, they come out slow, and Penn State, playing for nothing but pride, pulls off some shocking upset win at the Kohl Center.
They don't deserve it then. Well, then they don't deserve it. You get what you deserve in sports most of the time. Period.
Ball don't lie.
Amen.
It also disrupts the pregame routine for those players who normally have a rhythm and a process they're going through leading up. Now they got to take time and, now I got to walk out with Ma and Pa, wave to the Kohl Center fans. Do it after.
I like the idea of having a senior day where the seniors of every sport get together and you celebrate them and you get something at the Kohl Center, a la almost like a graduation. I think that is a really good idea, but you're still going to want something on that day with your team, with your parents, with your friends, family, and a full courts, full hearts.
The pick Nelly.
I'm going to draw the trivia winner now.
I should probably get that trademark.
That's pretty good. Really good. It is very good. Yeah.
Full courts, full hearts, can't lose.
Want to make sure we give Tausch enough time to talk about his Feelgood Friday experience.
That's a good plan.
So I'm going to draw the trivia winner right now. There are 3 entries.
It's going to be a first-time winner.
It is going to be a first-time contestant that wins. It is going to be a first-time contestant that has 3 entries.
And we have not announced. There's some big things coming with Wilde and Tausch trivia. We have not. There's nothing announceable yet, though. Correct?
Not yet. There's a couple of big things coming up this year.
I love it.
Not yet, but coming soon.
Not yet.
Yeah.
So not yet or not yet.
Congratulations. Great reference, Tausch. That was really funny. I'm glad you did that. Congratulations, Van in Belleville, who I believe
double trivia
was
one of the double trivia people.
LYG guy, if I remember right. Van in Belleville, Wednesday's geography trivia. Yep, I think he's the only one who said he loved us this week, and he is our trivia winner.
That's good karma.
Brands.
Really good karma. Yeah.
All right, we'll all find out together what Tausch's Feelgood Friday activity is. Yeah, that was really great, Tausch. Great job. Really good. Well done.
You're so witty.
Thanks, guys.
Gosh, we're so lucky to have you.
You ain't kidding.
Feelgood Friday, painted by Holman Lindsay Paints, is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and sponsored by American Family Insurance. All day, every day, the Carbless talk and text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless talk and text line. This is more.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
For your little ones and your biggest joys. For your forever true and your fur kids too. For all the reasons you smile, get covered with dental and vision insurance from Delta Dental of Wisconsin and Delta Vision. Support your overall health so you can be your best for those who matter to you most. Call John Saganiak Jr. John Saganiak Jr., Saganiak Planning, 262-783-6161. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service. The Saganiac Planning Marquette basketball greatest scorers. Career points is nice, but the best way to judge scoring, points per game. Marquette's top 10 points per game. Number 1, Marcus Howard. Then George Thompson, Dwayne Wade, Jim Jones, and Dean Meminger, the top 5. Don Kojas, Mike Moran, Bob Wolf, Terry Rand, and Tom Flynn, the rest of the top 10, got to be above 16 per game to make the list. Over 20 points per game for a career, only Marcus Howard and George Thompson.
Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman here with some great news from my friends at Bank 5-9. For a limited time, you can earn as much as 4.8% on one of their CD specials. With 9, 17, and 25-month options, you're sure to find a CD that fits your needs while you earn a great return. It's simply another way Bank 5-9 is making lives better in our communities. Hurry! These high rates won't last long. Check out bank59.com/CD for more details. Member FDIC.
Here in Wisconsin, one name is synonymous with fantastic frozen pizza, Palermo's. For almost 60 years, Palermo's has focused on feeding Wisconsin families. And though Palermo's has grown a lot since 1964, they're still family-owned. They're still proud to call Milwaukee home. And they're still committed to making the best frozen pizza possible. From their new and improved rising crust pizzas to their guilt-free Primo thin pies, Palermo's has a delicious slice for every appetite. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer food aisle. Palermo's. Flavor is our family's business.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sportsbook, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
The new year is here, and we all know it's the perfect time to hit the reset button. Let's be real, guys. Feeling confident in how you look and feel isn't just for women. That's where Quintessa Aesthetic Center comes in. From now through March 31st, Quintessa is offering exclusive packages to help you start 2025 as a more confident you. Whether it's weight loss plans or even IV therapy, Quintessa has personalized options backed by medical experts to help you look and feel your absolute best. Visit myquintessa.com to learn more. Make 2025 the year you feel confident inside and out.
You're listening to Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella at 855-PELLA-WI or visit online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Born and raised under the rain and a western wind, felt the way.
Time now for Feelgood Friday, painted by Hallman Lindsay Paints and delivered by the big pickler himself, Mark Tauscher, live from a local television studio in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Tausch, take it away.
All right, Jason, thank you. So you and I both have done a bunch of stuff with Feeding America. We boxed up goods. I've been doing a golf outing up in Door County for the Boys and Girls Club for about a decade, and we've been able to create something really fun. And by we, Sarah has taken on the brunt of this, but with our partners at TDS as well. And food-wise, I'm going to show you a little shirt that we just put together.
Does it say I agree with Tausch?
No, the back does. But it's Tausch's cooking camp to tackle hunger. And this has been a 2-year process that we've kind of started with an idea, and we have executed it. I was up here in Green Bay all day yesterday with the mayor, with some of the city council. We have launched a 8-week program with the Boys and Girls Club and our partners to provide these food kits, and they cook there at the Boys and Girls Club. You get a collection. Everybody's chopping up onions. You get a menu card, a little recipe card. You have 10 or 12 kids. They cook, they eat there, and then they take home a box to their family and cook at home. So we've kind of coordinated with these 4 great partners and found a way to do some really cool interactive things. We launched in 3 Fox Valley Boys and Girls Clubs, and we couldn't be more excited. I have to give a ton of credit to Sarah, who has really taken the bull by the horns and gotten this thing going. But it was really cool to see this thing launch yesterday. and I'm here at Fox 11. We did a little deal with Abby on their Fox 11 cooking show. Didn't get to cook, but we got to talk about the program. So we are really excited to get this thing off the ground after a lot of planning and a lot of work. And yesterday's event could not have been more successful. So really excited about Tausch's Cooking Camp. You can check it out on Instagram, which I'm still struggling with, but it's Tausch's Camp on Instagram. Sarah's been posting photos of kind of she's been up here for 3 days. I've been up here for 2. So really fun initiative.
This is so awesome and so amazing. And you may have wanted positive feedback for the other garbage that you put out on this show, but this is truly golden. This is amazing, and I love that you're doing it. Has anyone pointed out the irony that you literally announced it the week that you banned your own wife from using the oven in your home, and she did all the work?
That is ironic, and it's almost like maybe she was doing that, but she's not actually in the kitchen cooking. She's organizing. She's getting them stuff prepped
He just
and ready.
can't help himself.
But no, I can't. But I'm telling you, last night it was cool. You know, everybody's on their phones. These kids come after school. They're dicing up onions. They're firing it into the ground beef. They're making the sauce. And then we had to let it was spaghetti pot. 1 pot spaghetti is what the menu was last night. And then everybody sat down and ate. And then everybody took the box home. And so interaction, a lot of interactivity was great.
I'm so proud of you guys, and really Sarah, because she's doing. You're just really lending your name.
I'm not arguing. There's not an argument for me on that.
That's amazing. Again, where do we go if we want to find out more about this good thing you're doing?
Instagram at Tausch's Camp.
All right, check that out.
We will be at some point putting that video that I took off the show to go and shoot with Abby and the team over here at Fox.
Nice. We look forward to that as well. All right, that is it for us this week. We will be back on Monday. Tausch won't be here, and I'm not allowed to say who's scheduled to appear because he might not appear. So tune in Monday anyway. I'll be here. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on Wisconsin On Demand.
At UW Credit Union, our home loans have everything you need for your next big step, including up to $750 off closing costs for all home buyers. And first-time buyers can save even more. So if you're ready to trade roomies for more room, or your townhome for an out-of-town home, UW Credit Union will be with you from start to furnished. UW Credit Union. Apply online today. Equal housing lender. Credit may be limited as required by program. Visit uwcu.org for details.
It's the regular season finale for Marquette on Saturday.
Mitchell stolen. Coming the other way is Chase Ross. Showtime! This one he'll finish.
The number 20 Golden Eagles host number 6 St. John's, looking for a statement win. Our game day coverage starts at 10 a.m. Saturday morning with Brian D. and Marquette College Game Day. Gabe Neitzel has the Marquette Sports Network pregame show at 10:30. Tip-off with Homer and Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith happens at 11 o'clock Saturday. 94.5 ESPN is your official home for Marquette basketball. We are Marquette.
From Studio One on the campus of the worldwide headquarters of ESPN, and from Studio Q in Las Vegas, Nevada, this is Joe and Q on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
8 seconds left, so the Warriors will go into the break down to single digits after being down 22. But can it be a two-possession game? A heat from 35. Oh, my, from Stephen Curry. Oh, he's going to run to the locker room. There's still 0.3 of a second, Steph. It won't matter. 60-55.
This is Joe and Q.
Steph Curry just doing Steph Curry type things, right? Tim Roy, 95-7 the game on the call right there. Curry just drops another 40-point performance against the Brooklyn Nets. The Warriors come back 121-19 to get the victory. It's Joe and Q on ESPN Radio on the ESPN app. He's Joe Fortenbaugh. I'm Q Myers. We're presented by Progressive Insurance. There was a point, Joe, where the Warriors were down, I think, 22-5, and found a way to come back, and Steph Curry continues to do what Steph Curry does, averaging 30.3 points on 51 of 44 90 shooting splits since the Warriors acquired Jimmy Butler. They're also 10-2 since acquiring Butler. He's got some new juice. The Lakers obviously got new juice, but the Warriors are making things happen. Again, just fantastic play and way to come back again for the Warriors.
It's just what they do, right? Like they're one of those teams that they established in their culture a long time ago that they are never out of any game, regular season or playoffs. And you've seen this time and time again from a team that understands they have a cheat code in Steph Curry who is capable of flipping a game on its head in 45 seconds, 90 seconds. Like, how often has a team held an 11, 9, 14-point lead against the Warriors, and Curry cuts that to 5 in less than a minute? Just 2 big threes. Maybe it's 2 big threes and an assist. Maybe he's getting to the line for an and one, which is rare, but it's happened. Like, that's what he does. He can do it quickly. He can